loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 32 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. One person is recovering in the hospital after a shooting Saturday afternoon in Duquesne. Police were called to Irwin Street just before 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Right now, no word on the person's condition and no word on any suspect descriptions. An 8-year-old male child still in the hospital this morning after he was accidentally shot by a 7-year-old in the head. This happened Saturday morning on the north side in the California Kirkbride neighborhood. A preliminary investigation found that the two boys were handling a gun in the basement of a residence in the 900 block of Kirkbride Street when that gun discharged. 8-year-old struck in the head, as mentioned, currently in critical condition. A 7-year-old and a 15-year-old who were at the home at the time of the shooting were taken to police headquarters for questioning. There were no adults in the home at the time of the shooting. A man who had been missing for more than a month was found dead in Clarion County. Coroner there says the body of 40-year-old Brandon Franklin was found at the New Bethlehem Cemetery on Lafayette Street. Franklin was last seen leaving the Press Your Luck Casino on December 6th of last year. He was reported missing to state police in Katanning on December 11th. Cause of death is pending as the case remains under investigation. Well, conversations still being had among those demonstrating against the ICE fatal shooting of Renee Nicole Good. Here's CBS News correspondent Allison Keyes with the latest.
Sean Michael Steele at a Minneapolis memorial for Renee Nicole Good is thinking about the murder of George Floyd and how some in the nation reacted then.
I think people just didn't see themselves in what happened then because he didn't look like them.
But Steele says now people are beginning to see that it wasn't about him or her.
This can happen to anybody, and it shouldn't happen to anyone.
Steele says it is important to be here. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Police officers are back on the job in Masontown, Fayette County. Borough Council held an emergency meeting on Saturday night. Now, back on Monday, Council voted to disband the police department due to budgetary reasons, as they claim. But on Saturday night, they voted 6-0 to reinstate its police department. The Masontown Police Department employs 2 full-time officers, 4 part-time. A backlash from community members led to the department's reinstatement. KDKA Radio News Time, 7:03. AccuWeather forecast next.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GRAVY25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have a couple of snow squalls around today, which could accumulate a coating to an inch. It'll be windy and colder. Those squalls could also produce some slippery travel and reduce visibility. High for the day 34. Partly cloudy tonight, low 26. Clouds and sun tomorrow, high 39. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Reedy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get greened. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Back from Baltimore, he's with us. He is Doug Oster, DougOster.com. And if you are the 10th caller, we'll begin by giving you an opportunity to win a $25 gift certificate from Sorgles in Wexford. 412-922-1020. Number to talk to this guy. He's got a guest lined up as well, 866-391-1020. So how was the city by the bay?
Well, every Uber driver, that first question is, so where are you guys from?
Chicago.
Yeah, and
worst time. I just realized, why would you want to be in Baltimore after that missed field goal?
Every Uber driver, we talk sports the whole time. You know, like I had a car full of garden writers, and they were in the back. They were like, "Are those guys talking sports again?" Because they fired our coach, and well, yeah, I'm actually a Browns fan. Then they're like, Oh, it's even worse. Wow. Oh, they fired my coach too, and well, what do you think of that? Well, so it was.
So, in a perfect world, who would you love to be the next? There's even been talk about Harbaugh going to the Browns.
I have no idea.
Doesn't matter.
Not really.
You just don't want Stefanski anymore.
No, he ran its course. What can you do? But Baltimore, I have a favorite Italian restaurant down in their little Italy, and it shares the name with one here in Pittsburgh, La Tavola. And I took my friend Buddy Lee, who created the Encore Azalea there. We also traveled together to Iceland. I interviewed him.
Right.
And today, Dan Bernarczyk from Chanticleer Garden, I interviewed him at Mance, and I think you're really going to like his interview after the first break. He's been a horticulturalist at Chanticleer for over 30 years, and we were just, all these interviews, I've just go up into the convention center and sit and talk with people and mic them up. And I've got all sorts of stuff from Mance. And the big news coming out of Mance, Baltimore, is I have found a commercial source for the hellebore niger, the plant that I always talk about, the one that's blooming right now out in my garden, that is almost impossible to find here. Well, I found a grower that's willing to, I actually found a couple growers that's willing to ship them small to Pittsburgh, to a nursery. They'll grow them out, and I'm going to have a big event in the spring. I'm still working on the details, but this is a plant everybody should grow. It starts blooming at the end of November. It's evergreen. The deer don't like it. As I said, having something blooming right now, I know I talk about it a lot, but And then some of the people that I interviewed, and I was, I start talking about my love of this type of hellebore and that I want to bring it into Pittsburgh, and they're like, well, what do you get out of it? What are you making on it? I said, I don't get anything out of it. For a decade, I've had a passion for this plant and getting it to people. You can't buy it. The only way you can buy it is by buying it as a holiday plant. It's supposed to be disposable. And then you try and winter it over. again, Rob, this is a post that for some reason went viral. So instead of and that's what I have to give a big thank you to this audience and my little audience here in Pittsburgh. We're all kind of a little family, and it's all nice, and we're exchanging ideas. But when it gets outside this and it goes out into the cyberspace, oh, man, people are just like, just putting the most ridiculous things in. You know, this is about a plant. One of the places,
as the late Eddie Arnold used to sing, "Welcome to my world."
Yeah, I can't imagine. I know. I'm not dealing with all the news and everything you've got to deal with. I'm in my little beautiful gardening world, and
like the little gardening gnomes.
Yes, exactly. And
safe there.
One of the sources is a nursery from Canada. We get a lot of plants from Canada, but I had somebody, with this virulent, like, I can't believe you're using someone for. I'm just like, I've been trying for 10 years to find some. I stopped at every booth. There's like hundreds of booths with plants, and I finally found one that can get us this plant and is willing to send them when they're small. So I want them to be affordable, and whoever ends up growing them out, we'll see. I'm going to talk to my friends at the different nurseries, and if you're interested in this plant in any way, you can get it now. You can get it. You should have it in your garden. Why wouldn't you want something that blooms starting in November and is still blooming in full bloom right now? The deer don't like it. Evergreen, tough as nails. You don't have to do anything with it. I watered it once during the drought, and to see something blooming right now, it's amazing. Now, I have lots of stuff coming up in the next few weeks, all from this Mid-Atlantic Nursery Trade Show. I go every year, see all my gardening buddies there. It's fun. And
who are nice.
Who are very
pleasant.
nice
Right.
and pleasant and don't hide behind their keyboards. But
people can get vicious.
It's ridiculous.
I know. Life's too short.
I understand if it's news or something. This is a plant. This is a gardening thing. And I told you the other time it went viral was about the Limbaugh Legacy potato top tomato. And people just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with people.
Just hang out with me a little bit.
Yeah, we do have a good thing going. But I've got lots of interviews coming up, new plants, a whole thing of new plants, deer-resistant varieties available, special tomato seeds, a lot more coming up in the next few weeks. It's going to be fun. And tomorrow I'm having a special free travel presentation online all about my trip to Poland coming up in June. That's getting filled up. And if you ever dreamed of going to Poland, seeing its gardens, seeing the cities, tomorrow, 6 o'clock, all that information is at DougOster.com, and I would love to take you along with me. I meant to talk about this last week, Rob, but New Year's resolutions. A friend of mine had a really interesting one, and it was I heard her talking, and I said, "What is it?" I want to take care of my skin, meaning wearing the sunscreen.
Yep.
She has a family history of skin cancer.
Smart.
I've had some precancerous stuff taken off me. Go to the dermatologist, and for us that are like in my case. Gardening and fishing.
Right.
I am very, very careful. And when I had hair, it was red. So I'm very fair, the fairest you could be. And so the fairest you could be from the old parts of the land, the fairest I could be.
I wasn't even going to touch it because I wasn't sure we were talking Romeo or Juliet.
And so, when I'm out, I'm wearing protective clothes and hats
But how do you do that and not like roast? I mean, you got to layer up. I get it.
I'm wearing stuff that's specifically lightweight. Even if it's 90 degrees out and I'm fishing, I have just this light pair of fishing pants that are SPF 50, a light long sleeve light SPF 50 shirt, big giant hat with the thing in the back like your Foreign Legion.
How about the green visor in the front, like little
like I'm.
Is that kind of like
dealing cards?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Blackjack.
Listen, the hours people, and especially farmers. I mean, they're out there for hours.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself. And I was quizzing her, like, and then other people started chiming in, like, well, I have a fishing buddy that doesn't wear it, doesn't wear sunscreen. I gave him sunscreen for a gift. I don't understand. You
got to wear it.
Yeah, and it's no big deal. And in my case, I have to apply it almost hourly, and that's like above 50 SPF. And I just and if you're worried about like getting the stuff taken off, they do it with like this liquid nitrogen. There's no pain involved. It's a breeze, and I felt so good, because your first visit to a dermatologist when you've been gardening and fishing your whole life is like, oh, and you're fair skinned. I've had some sunburns when I was a kid that were just stupid. And to have the precancerous stuff, not have anything else, and going every, once a year, it's important. But, quizzing her about sunscreen, she's like, well, I wear it on my face, but I don't always wear it on my shoulders and this and that. And, like, just to have it with you and put it on and stay protected, it's easy.
All right, we're going to take a break. What are we going to do when we get back?
Well, we're going to talk to my friend Dan Benarsic. He is a horticulturalist at Chanticleer Garden. And Chanticleer Garden, I'll talk about it when he comes on, but it's one of my favorite places in the world. It's what they call it this, a pleasure garden. And it is, when I hear anybody going east, going to Longwood or some other garden in the Delaware Valley, you must see Chanticleer. It's so much fun.
All right, that's coming up next hour. Unique and unusual recipes on the Coons Cooking Hour. It's all today. Your Pratt Pack KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Heard on 93.7 The Fan. Pitt lost to Syracuse. College Hoops 83-72. WVU gets a nice win against Kansas 86-75. Penn State lost to Purdue 93-85. NFL, it was the Rams surviving a scare against the Carolina Panthers wild card weekend game 1 as they were winners 34-31. And Caleb Williams leads another incredible comeback over rivals Green Bay. Hey, 25 points in the fourth quarter. They come back from an 18-point deficit and get the win, 31-27. Today, early game, Bills, Jacksonville, 49ers, Eagles, Chargers, Patriots. Tomorrow night, Steelers still a 3-point underdog, Acrisure Stadium against Houston. Penguins' 6-game winning streak comes to an end as they get beat by Calgary 2-1. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Get connected. That's the Inside Connection this Saturday morning at 9 with your local Medicare experts from MediConnect. If you're turning 65, hear all the inside information available to seniors on the Inside Connection, presented by MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
The dead of winter is here, and if you need somewhere to go to brighten your day up, Sorgel's is a place to go. Hi, this is Randy Sorgel from Sorgel's in Wexford. After spending family time, we open on January 13th and are getting ready for the exciting spring. Visit our greenhouse, stocked with lush houseplants to brighten your living space. The Home Accents area is newly stocked, and of course, if you have little ones in your life, then our baby apparel is a must. Of course, there is so much to see with our fruit market, the bakery, the deli, hand-dipped ice cream, the wine shop, the gift barn, and our gluten-free store, Naturally Sorgles. Arsenal Cider Tap House is open Wednesday through Sunday. Sorgles, it's just the place to go for something to do. Right off I-79 Wexford exit, give us a call at 724-935-2090.
Huddle up and get ready for the big game with some delicious treats from our bakery at Coons Market. Everything that's sweet for the big game is waiting for you at Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh and football tradition.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm joined by Dan Benarsic. He's a horticulturalist at one of my favorite places in the world, Chanticleer Garden. And Dan, how long have you been doing that job out there?
For a long time, Doug. As of January 2 this year, I've started my 34th season at Chanticleer.
Wayne, PA, where is that?
Southeastern Pennsylvania. We are along the Philadelphia's main line, about 17 miles due west of Center City, Philadelphia.
What is it about Chanticleer that everyone loves so much?
I think we are special and unique, and I say that because in the Delaware Valley, we're very fortunate. We have a concentration of gardens that we can touch on a little bit later. But I think one of the things that's important is not to be like other gardens, but to carve out your own personality. And one thing I think we do very well is we do us very well. We have an intimacy and an informality that a lot of people can relate to and sort of translate some of those lessons to their home gardens.
Tell me a little bit about your job.
A little bit about my job. Well, it's a little bit of a lot of things, let me tell you. Like I say, you've been there for a long time and you assume a lot of different roles. I have been a horticulturist there for nearly 30 of those 34 years, and I still continue to hold that title, and I manage the tennis court garden, so named because it was the previous tennis court of the Rosengarten family on whose estate Chanticleer is based. So it's primarily a perennial garden with some annual accents. But over the years, I have managed and maintained the wood shop on site, which may seem like an odd function to work with my horticulture. But what we do is we feature art and craft in the garden as well. So not only building furniture, but maintaining furniture. People seem to forget about that. And primarily from species felled and lumbered on site.
And that's the winter job, right? For the most part, is the building?
For the most part, it had been the winter job. But now, as I mentioned, I have stepped back from a larger horticulture role. I am able to expand that through most of the season. Now, with that increased woodshop role, I have now been able to reconfigure the shop as a teaching workshop. So that is part of the intern experience, is that we not just fix chairs, we don't just build chairs, but we creative problem solve. Why did things fail? What do we need? With our increased visitation, new roles, new responsibilities happen, and we need to adapt and construct.
How did gardening become your thing?
I like to say that I really, well, let me think about this. I grew up in a retail floral shop. My mom was a third-generation cut flower grower, retail florist. My father owned and operated a home center. So I had one foot in the wood shop and one foot in the greenhouse. I swore that I did not want to get into the flower industry. I just really didn't do a good job of staying away from it. But in fairness, there's a vast difference between a retail flower shop and public horticulture, and it was quite a few years later when I saw the public in the garden, and it was the people-plant relationship that really sucked me into public horticulture.
The way I look at Chanticleer is I feel I'm visiting someone's garden. I'm not visiting a public garden. Even though it is a public garden, does that line up with how you feel about it, or?
That's a really good way to say that. It's a public garden with what I like to say private access, okay? And it is quietly sort of in the spirit of everything we do at Chanticleer to celebrate the Rosengarten family. And the Rosengarten family that I mentioned earlier on were the endowing family. They were wealthy Philadelphia industrialists who made their money the old-fashioned way, in drugs, wholesale pharmaceuticals. But they were very generous and left not only the property but the nugget of our endowment to keep it accessible. So we celebrate their spirit by keeping their history alive. And so it's as if you were visiting the Rosengartens after all these years later.
I've been so inspired by even some of the smallest things at Chanticleer, and one of them is the floating flowers. I do that everywhere in the garden during the summer. When I know I'm going to be there for the weekend working, I take any flower I have and I float them in the bird baths and everything, and I learned that from Chanticleer. That's just a very small thing, but it is inspiring, and I see it.
It's small and it's inspiring, but you can do it for the rest of your gardening life. Some people take portraits to remember that moment, but floating flowers in a bowl or a trough of water celebrates the garden that day, that morning, that moment. Tomorrow, next week, it's going to be different, and the flowers will have failed, and you put new ones in there. But it's one of those very simple takeaways that we do at Chanticleer that, as I mentioned earlier on, it makes it accessible for home gardeners to take home a little nugget when they see that and say, I can do that, just like you did.
Another inspiration is the ruins. My garden is filled with ruins, but it was, I've been so inspired by that because you always think like it has to be this certain way. That's not just the ruins, but when you go through Chanticleer, it doesn't have to be a certain way. It can be the way the gardener wants it. I like how the gardeners take charge of different parts of the garden.
Absolutely. Not only is it our assignment, but one of the things that sets Chanticleer apart a little differently is we don't have a landscape committee, for example. The gardeners don't implement someone else's plans. Chanticleer is a garden that is designed, implemented, and maintained by the gardeners, okay? With a continuing conversation with Bill Thomas, our director and head gardener, to unify that experience. But each of those garden areas are very much an expression of the gardener there. So one might say, why were you at Chanticleer for 34 years? It's because you have the ability to implement your ideas and your inspiration for a long time. And that's one of the things that keeps us there.
Well, you've been there that long. What about the physicality of the job?
It takes its toll, but I'm just as enthusiastic about what I'm doing. But let's just face it, we've heard this term, but I will vouch for it. You learn to work smarter, not harder. All I have to do is set the pace for the interns. I don't have to beat them. I just have to set the pace and just chuckle a little bit when they trip over their own feet doing things. And
like you used to.
Like I absolutely used to, but nobody remembers that, fortunately.
What do you hope that people get out of their visit at Chanticleer?
I want them to develop freedom and the ability, the ticket to do what they want in their garden. As you mentioned, there's a certain quality to Chanticleer that it doesn't have to be that way. Well, you know what? Their garden doesn't have to be like their neighbor's garden. It can be their garden. And if we give you permission, if we give you the latitude by one little thing, one little trick, technique, or combination that we have, that they can take home and implement it, we've done our job. And if we can educate them to something they didn't know and see that expression, and that gets back to that people-plant experience and relationship that keeps me in this game, we've done our job.
Dan, thanks so much. Everything about Chanticleer and Dan you can find at DougOster.com, and the link will take you right to Chanticleer. And if you're going east, you got to see Chanticleer.
Please come east. Don't just visit Chanticleer. Keep in mind the other gardens in the Delaware Valley as well. We're a wonderful concentration of horticulture, and we'd love to see you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Doug.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you, and we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 32 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. A man is in the hospital this morning after he was shot in Wilkinsburg. Shooting happened around 11:30 Saturday night. Police say a man was walking from a home in the 1900 block of Remington Drive when a vehicle came up and shots were fired at him, striking that man twice, once in the chest, once in the torso. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. No word on any suspect descriptions. One person is recovering after being shot in Duquesne Saturday afternoon. It happened around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on at a home on Irwin Street. No word on the person's condition. No word on any suspect descriptions. Pittsburgh Public Safety says an 8-year-old male child still in the hospital this morning after he was accidentally shot by a 7-year-old child. It happened Saturday morning in the California Kirkbride neighborhood on the north side. Preliminary investigation revealed that there were no adults in the home at the time of the shooting and that the 2 boys, ages 8 and 7, as mentioned, were handling a gun in the basement of a residence in the 900 block of Kirkbride Street when the gun accidentally went off. 8-year-old struck in the head. The 7-year-old and the 15-year-old who were at the home at the time of the shooting were taken to police headquarters for questioning. Well, police officers are back on the job in Masontown, Fayette County. Borough Council held an emergency meeting on Saturday night. Now, back on Monday, Council voted to disband the police department due to budgetary reasons. But come last night, Masontown Borough Council voted unanimously to reinstate its police department. Masontown Police employs 2 full-time officers, 4 part-time officers. A backlash from community members led to the department's reinstatement. KDKA Radio News Time is 7:32. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Jump in January savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, fresh, boneless, skinless chicken breasts or breast tenders, $2.49 a pound. 80% lean fresh ground beef is $4.99 a pound. And in the produce department, sun-kissed navel oranges, 8-pound bags, $5.99 each, and fresh strawberries, 1-pound package, 2 for $6. In our bakery department, San Fran-style sourdough bread, 24-ounce loaf, $5.50 each. And in our deli department, made fresh in-store, Coons chicken salad, $9.59 a pound, and top round roast beef or corned beef is $8.49 a pound. Additional savings this week. Selected varieties of essential everyday tortilla chips, 12-ounce bags, 2 for $5, and selected varieties of Coke, Sprite, or Dr. Pepper 6-pack half-liter bottles, 4 for $16.
So get into Coons Market for these great savings and more. Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Join America
America's hypnotists Mark Patrick and lose the weight or stop smoking, only $59.99. Weight loss hypnosis today at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree. Weight loss hypnosis 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
This is a message from your sponsor, Intuit TurboTax. This year, file your taxes with TurboTax and hand everything off to one of the thousands of experts who can get you filed online with 100% accuracy. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in the iOS mobile app.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It is going to be windy and colder today with a couple of snow squalls, which could lead to a coating to an inch and reduce visibility and cause some slippery roads. High for the day 34. Partly cloudy tonight, low down to 26. Clouds and sun tomorrow, high 39. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, coming back on Monday, and it'll be a game day. How about that? That's interesting. So I'll talk to you on Monday. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6. Catch you on Monday right here, KDKA.
All right, what do you say we take the 10th caller at 412-922-1020 to win a gift certificate to Janoski's in Clinton? All right, Doug, what's on your mind?
Seeds. Seeds. Nurseries are putting up their seed racks. Seed catalogs are coming, and before you order anything or go to the store and buy something, do an inventory first. And that's what I still have to do. I keep thinking in my head, like, do I have Mexican sunflower seeds? Do I have seeds from this one bean that I love? I do want to talk about that bean. It's called Monte Gusto. I had somebody reach out to me. It's kind of nice, where they have this beautiful community garden. They donate the produce to the food bank, and she was looking for things that are more prolific, that can give them more of the produce, and listed off the different things they were growing. And the things that they were growing should be pretty prolific. But the first step, I told her, was what I tell everybody: do a soil test. Make sure that everything's good there. It probably is, because it is a garden that's been there for a long time. But then I offered up some different varieties, and one of the things she said, beans. We have plenty of beans. I said, I know you got plenty of beans, but think of a bean, a pole bean that is more prolific than any one you've ever seen, and that's that Monte Gusto. It's a yellow pole bean, and I tell the story all the time. I threw the seeds behind some garlic the first year I got them. I didn't even prepare the soil the right way. I just was in a panic, and I threw them in there. It was right before I pulled the garlic, so we're talking July. And those beans, we gave away freezer bags filled. And I don't have full sun. Plants don't usually do that well, but that one is a great one. And then I gave her some ideas for tomatoes, things like Sun Gold and Cherokee Purple, Celebrity, all are reliable. And then the one thing that they were growing was squash, and she said it's not fast enough. We don't get enough. It takes up a lot of space, and that's where I was recommending her root crops, onions and carrots, things like that, that could use a little, not very much space. You get them pretty close together, and potatoes, and they also can store really well. When you're offering up something like leaf lettuce or something like that, it's got to be used. It's got to be given away in a day or two, maybe a little longer. Frank would know better than I. But the root crops, they hang in there. They can store well, especially potatoes. And I recommended to him, too, that they could go up to, like, bags of potatoes, that sort of thing. So when I'm looking at seeds, I'm first looking for replacing my favorites, the things that I really love. Monte Gusto is one of them. That's a bean I have to grow, Monte Gusto, just because it is so prolific, so amazing. But First, go to your nursery. Your nurseries will have 2 or 3 different racks there from different companies. Some of them I saw actually while I was in Baltimore. One of them is Lake Valley. We see a lot of Lake Valley seeds out there, and that's a good brand. But anything you're going to get at the nursery is going to be a good quality seed, newer seed. And don't be afraid also to try something new. I'm always going to my local nurseries and buying seeds there, but I'm also ordering some really off-the-wall weird stuff. Some of the catalogs that I like are Baker Creek heirloom seeds. Another one is a weird one is J.L. Hudson. That one doesn't have any pictures. Their website is from like 1996, it seems like, but all the stuff's there, and it's very unusual, very reasonable prices, and although figuring out the shipping and everything, you have to, I never get it right. No matter, I've been ordering from them for, actually last year I did get it right, but I've been ordering from there for probably 20 years, and usually I get an email saying, you didn't calculate your postage right. And I'm like, okay, I'll send you a couple more bucks. But you can find just interesting things out there, and don't be afraid to try something new. Like I said, you got your tomatoes, certain tomatoes that you have to grow. But this year I'm growing like 6 or 7 varieties that I've never grown before. And I've talked about it before. Tomato Fest still has their seed sale going on. They have 400 different heirloom varieties, 3 Pittsburgh varieties, and their owner passed away, Gary Ipsen. He was a friend of mine. Again, I've talked about him often. And I want to, one of them is called Gary's Gold, and so it's named for him. He found the tomato and put the name on it, and so I just, in his memory, I'm gonna plant it. That's how some things get in the garden, just because of their name and what they do. The other thing that I've been working on during the winter, houseplants. And I always say with houseplants, do not overwater them, and that is the key. Keep them on the dry side. I'm watering my houseplants maybe every 2 weeks, and I've got one peace lily. It was actually, it was so sweet. It was a gift from my boss when I worked at the Trib when my brother passed away, and I just told him, hey, I'm not going to be in for a few days. My brother passed, and that's all they knew. And she tracked down found the obit, found everything, and sent me this peace lily. So I've had it for all these years. And when that peace lily starts to look kind of wilting, I know everything needs water. But I got a question from Jenny, who said, what are your favorite indoor flowering plants? And I thought about it for a while, and one of them that doesn't get planted that often or used inside that often anymore is African violets. And African violets are they bloom for a long time. They're easy to grow. They're just so many different colors. The trick on them is sometimes they don't like to get their leaves wet. And so then that one you water from the bottom, meaning you just put the pot into a dish, put some water in the dish, and it sucks it up. You never leave water in that dish when it takes what it needs, but you don't want it to have wet feet. The other one has got kind of a weird name, and it's another beautiful flowering plant for indoors. It's called Streptocarpus. And I know it sounds like a bad disease, but they have these beautiful purple and blue flowers. Sometimes you'll see them in a hanging basket for shade for outside, just for the frost-free season. But I love it indoors. Of course, Christmas cactus. Now, Christmas cactus is not a real cactus, so you water just like any other house plant. And there's different colors of those. There's pinks and purples and oranges and reds, and very easy to grow, and they'll bloom. You never know when they're going to bloom. It's not always at the holiday season. And then actually when I was at Mance in Baltimore, on the tables they had Kalanchoe, it's called, and it's a succulent, but can have beautiful white, red, pink flowers. Want to try and squeeze in a call, Rob, before we go to break?
Sure, we can do that. Let's say hi to Cindy. Cindy is in Allison Park. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning. Doug, I wanted to tell you, we grow that Monte Gusto, and you're right. It's so nice because you can give it to your coworkers and just pass extra green beans around. But we also grow a green version. I don't know if it's like a cousin to it. It's called Chichalis. And
say it again. What is the name of it?
It's Chichalis. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. It seems to be almost like a cousin to that because it's so it really produces.
Pole bean?
Yes.
And what color are the beans?
Green. It's green.
Does anybody turn their nose up at Monte Gusto with the yellow beans?
Some people just don't seem to like a yellow bean.
To me, they taste the same as a green bean, but...
I do. I think so, too. But we also grow like a Italian Romano in addition to that because that Italian Romano, the flat bean, has a really good flavor, but they don't freeze as well as the Monte Gusto and the other one.
How did you find Monte Gusto?
My husband found it in a catalog, and then we had heard you talk about it. But he also grows a zucchini. It's called Green Machine Hybrid, and it really produces.
Cindy, when we take a break, can you hang on? Because I want to pick your brain a little bit about your garden. Is that okay?
Surely.
Good. Hold on there, and then we'll talk when we come back from the break.
You don't pick a brain like you pick green beans.
Pick beans.
Right. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. One more look at sports moments away as well. Don't forget, next hour, unique and unusual recipes on the Coons Cooking Hour.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company, larger than light, and brought to you by Butler Transit Authority. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News Radio, KDKA. Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Heard on 93.7 The Fan. Pitt lost to Syracuse. College Hoops 83-72. WVU gets a nice win against Kansas 86-75. Penn State lost to Purdue 93-85. NFL. It was the Rams surviving a scare against the Carolina Panthers wildcard weekend game 1 as they were winners 34-31. And Caleb Williams leads another incredible comeback over rivals Green Bay. Hey, 25 points in the fourth quarter. They come back from an 18-point deficit and get the win 31-27. Today, early game, Bills, Jacksonville, 49ers, Eagles, Chargers, Patriots. Tomorrow night, Steelers still a 3-point underdog, Acrisure Stadium against Houston. Penguins' 6-game winning streak comes to an end as they get beat by Calgary 2-1. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
You've probably seen it on local real estate shows or in the classifieds. A home is for sale, and the listing boasts about having a petite bathroom or a petite kitchen. Hi, this is Barry and Steve Ehrenrich.
It's gratifying and most humbling to know that long ago the Petite brand became a status symbol in Western Pennsylvania. Whether you prefer a traditional or very contemporary design, upgrading your kitchen or bathroom the Petite way adds value and makes your home more desirable.
For over 50 years, we've helped thousands of satisfied customers make their kitchen or bathroom dreams come true. We invite you to visit our showroom at Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center or call us at 412-279-2222.
You'll see great ways to create the kitchen or bathroom that fits your taste, your lifestyle, and your pocketbook.
Haven't you waited long enough?
PA 625.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, let's get back to Cindy talking zucchini with Doug. Go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, tell us about this zucchini.
That Green Machine hybrid just keeps producing. It's a healthy plant. It is. I've given it to my sister and other friends. They just say, "My goodness, the crop you get from that," and it's a good quality zucchini. I also found the spelling of that green bean I'm talking about, pole bean. It's SEYCHELLES.
Yeah, I think you said it right. I've heard that word before, but somehow related to like Portugal or something like that. But anyway, how did you guys get into gardening?
Well, my husband, I'm the one that always calls, but he does all the work. And his dad grew a lot of their produce. And we had a garden in the back, which just kept getting more shady. You know how you're talking about your shady garden.
Yeah.
It kept getting more shade. And we couldn't plant there real early because we had natural springs on the property. So in the spring, it's like a swamp up there. And then about maybe 10 years ago, we had a tree fall down in the front. And I said to my husband, he said, "What are we going to put there?" I said, "Well, what about a victory garden? You know, those people put their garden up in front." And I think he thought I was kidding. But that garden gets so much more sun. But it was really my husband and his dad, from his dad that he got gardening in his, his blood, as they say.
How did a garden in the front go over? Or were people complaining or confused?
I always put the zinnias in the front, so it looks real pretty in the front,
There you go.
But people, they come by and they're like, "What are you growing in there?" I have neighbors stop and say, "What is that?" Because when my garlic comes up, they're like, "What is that in there?" So it's actually a conversation piece, and no, there's never been a complaint. People actually love seeing what's grown in there.
So I like it. You talk about it, and then he does the work. I think that's
yes, you're right. Yes.
That's perfect. How about tomatoes? Are you growing anything special when it comes to tomatoes?
We always like the Brandywine.
Yeah.
And I grew that purple Roma that I had called you about. We're going to grow that purple Roma again, and I do like that Cherokee purple, but it just didn't do always that well for me. But I think the Brandywine is my favorite.
I'm trying to think of the official name of that purple Roma. Midnight something, I think it is. The one that Nikki told us about. I told you, I sent her an email to try and get the name, and I don't have it on me, but it is Midnight something. And she just, in caps said, "This is an amazing tomato." And when Nikki says that, I mean, she is an awesome gardener. I'm gonna grow that one too. And I have a friend that I traveled with, actually. My friend Mark. He already sent me a picture. He has the seeds, and so I'm thinking too, maybe I can steal a few from him instead of ordering my own. Because whenever you go to order, you only want one packet of something. You can't do it that way when you order from a company. You got to do at least 10 packets because you're going to see stuff in there that you love. How much space do you have? Because all those beans got to take up space, and certainly the zucchini takes up space.
Let me ask my husband. How much space do we actually have, Pat? How many feet do we actually have garden space?
About 200 in the front.
About 200 feet in the front.
Man.
Maybe about 250 in the back.
250 in the back. We squeeze a lot of stuff in there.
And how did you find that hybrid zucchini? How are you finding this stuff? Are you just try it and then or is someone telling you like this is a great one, or how do you discover these different varieties?
That Green Machine hybrid, he was just searching all the catalogs, and that one caught his eye. We used Jung, and then we used Johnny seed.
Mm-hmm.
So he just said, "Well, you know what? That sounds kind of good," because it always seems like we get the squash vine borers and things if we're not careful. So he thought if we could find something that produced a lot, maybe we could get through the season okay.
That sounds awesome. What else is in the garden you can recommend? Because I like all your recommendations, and I love to hear from gardeners and what they're growing and what they have success with.
Well, the other thing I really like to grow is sunflowers because that attracts the bees there. But that's been a process because, I put the seeds in and the plants come up about 2 inches and then some bug eats them off. So
one of the tricks for sunflowers is because everything loves them when they're small. Slugs love them when they're small. Rabbits love them when they're small. Deer love them when they're small. But one of the tricks for sunflowers is getting them to that kind of fibrous, woody stage. And so they don't like to be transplanted. So one way that I will start them is I'll put them into peat pots. And actually the ones that I love are called cow pots. And they're made out of what comes out of a cow, and that doesn't mean milk. And so I actually saw the cow pots people. They're friends of mine at the nursery trade show in Baltimore. And the great thing about them is you plant the sunflower in the cow pot, it sprouts. You got to give it light somehow, either outside in a protected spot or wherever it might be. And then when it gets nice and big, then you can sink that whole pot into the soil, and nothing will bother sunflowers when they get to that a little past that seedling stage where they get kind of fibrous and that. Any special sunflowers, or is it your typical big yellow one? What do you like?
Oh, well, there's 2 different types. There's the single stem and the branching, and I've gotten more into the branching stems because you get more.
Yeah.
They keep coming. But I have like a lemon yellow, and I have like a gold light, which is one that's like white, white petals.
So,
and then I have one that's an orange petal.
Oh, nice. So one more thing about the Brandywine. There are a bunch of different Brandywine strains. And at that Tomato Fest that I talk about all the time, they have...
I saw that on your website.
Yeah, they have that Brandywine. It's called Sudeth variety. And people rave about that one. Then one time I was in Missouri at Baker Creek, and they were just announcing they're growing a black Brandywine. If you have space and you love Brandywine, maybe try a couple other ones, and then I'd love to hear how those did for you.
Oh, yes, I will. I love your show. We love listening to you and all the callers that come in, so we'll keep you posted.
You're my official test garden.
Well, I gave my sister those garlic seeds for Christmas. I'm sure hopefully she'll grow me some seeds because she grows all the seeds.
And I have some seeds too. I'm gonna try those too myself. Cindy, thanks so much for your call. I appreciate it. That was nice, wasn't it, Rob?
It was, to get caught up with our old family member, Cindy. I knew everything about him.
This is awesome. This is what I mean when I talk about gardeners and how sweet they are, and we're all on the same page, and we're just kind of a big community. That's the way it should be. That's why so many of us garden. It's therapeutic, and gardeners are not like fishermen. They share their secrets.
There you go. All right. It's about time for him to do a little fishing today, so he's got to wrap it up, so please do so.
Remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
I enjoyed the 20-minute break, and now it's time to go back to work. And the news at 8, and then it's unique and unusual recipes. What's that all about? We're going to fill you in next on the Coons Cooking Hour on KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rich Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission.
This place in southwestern Pennsylvania, with Robotics Row, with AI technology, with all the things that have been happening really over a number of decades, has really put us in a good place. And we're seeing that economically transform this region.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, registration will close in just a couple of days. New Year, New You retreat happening Saturday, January 17th. That's just days away, 11 a.m. to 2:30, Janoski's Farm, beautiful Lakeside Pavilion. State Route 30 in Clinton, Pennsylvania, $140 per person, lunch provided. Now to register, you can call 724-899-3438, extension 2. That's 899-3438, extension 2, or stop by the farm market. $3 service fee for phone payments.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 31 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. Rob Taylor. A man is recovering this morning after being shot in Wilkesburg. It happened Saturday night around 11:30. Police say a man was walking from a home in the 1900 block of Remington Drive when a vehicle drove up and shots were fired at him. The man was struck twice, once in the chest, once in the torso. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. No word on any suspect descriptions this morning. Well, one person recovering in the hospital after they were shot Saturday afternoon in Duquesne. Police were called to Irwin Street just before 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Right now, no word on the person's condition and no word on any suspect descriptions. Pittsburgh Public Safety says an 8-year-old male child still in the hospital after accidentally being shot by a 7-year-old in a home in California Kirkbride on the north side. This ordeal happened Saturday morning around 9:30. Preliminary investigation found that 2 boys were handling and playing with a gun in the basement of a residence in the 900 block of Kilbride Street. When the gun discharged, the 8-year-old was struck in the head. 7-year-old and a 15-year-old who were at the home at the time of the shooting, they both were taken to police headquarters for questioning. There were no adults in the home at the time of the shooting Saturday morning. A man who had been missing for more than a month was found dead in Clarion County. Coroner there says the body of 40-year-old Brandon Franklin was found at the New Bethlehem Cemetery. That's on Lafayette Street. Franklin was last seen leaving the Pressure Luck Casino on December 6th of last year. He was reported missing to state police in Katanning on December 11th. Cause of death pending as the case remains under investigation. Well, a new Wallet Hub study lists the cities with the most job openings per capita. Here's CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace.
Smaller cities top the list. Pittsburgh is number 1 with its growing education and health services sectors. Columbia, South Carolina, Orlando, St. Louis, and Richmond, Virginia round out the top 5. Wallet Hub says starting salaries are lower in those cities than in larger cities, but their housing costs are also lower. Housing in Pittsburgh costs 7% less than the national average. Detroit has the fewest job openings per capita of any U.S. city. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
KDKA Radio News Time, 8:03. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Hi, my name's Robin Fletcher. I've smoked for 46 years. I went to a seminar in March of 27 and seen Mark. My best friend came with me. We both went to it, and neither one of us smoked a cigarette in almost 7.5 months. I took my 3 sisters and my brother-in-law and my sister's best friend and them went. None of them have smoked a cigarette, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
My name is Jen Carpenter. I went to a Mark Patrick seminar, the Stop Smoking, and it worked. A friend of mine also went, and he still no longer smokes, and it was just amazing.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $59.99. Hypnosis designed to work without anxiety, irritability, or weight gain. Only $59.99. Become a non-smoker. That's right. Hypnosis Sunday, January 11th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West in Green Tree. Stop smoking hypnosis, 2 p.m. Weight loss hypnosis, 11 a.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Think back to the last time you were in nature. What comes to mind? Hiking through a lush forest, floating on a lazy river, or perhaps watching a vibrant sunset on a beach full of glistening plastic bottles and food wrappers. Unfortunately, this isn't a joke. Here in the U.S., we generate the most plastic waste in the world, with 70% of it ending up in landfills. And by the time you're done listening to this ad, more than a dump truck's worth of plastic will have made it into the ocean. Plastic has become a useful part of our everyday lives, but it's polluting the air, water, and soil that all life needs to survive. This is a human problem that can be solved with human action. But it's going to take all of us, from individuals to businesses to governments and everyone in between. Help create a cleaner future for both people and nature. Visit wwf.earth/plastics.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have a couple of snow squalls around today, which could accumulate a coating to an inch. It'll be windy and colder. Those squalls could also produce some slippery travel and reduce visibility. High today, 34. Partly cloudy tonight, low 26. Clouds and sun tomorrow, high 39. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Reedy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
All right, he's saddling up. There he is. Frank Dentisi, for those watching you, and now you're hearing it as well. Stream live, kdkradio.com. Click on KDK Watch Metropolitan Window video screen. So, Mr. Dentisi, unique and unusual recipes, and our guy Chuck from Shaler just sent me a little post of what he has cooked, and it's rabbit stew, and it looks really good.
It sounds really good.
That's unusual.
Makes you hop up and down just trying it.
Makes you hoppy, very hoppy. But yeah, so I've had rabbit before, and it's really good.
I never had it. I can imagine it's really lean. It's going to be even leaner than chicken, I would think. But we sell more and more rabbit because we carry it in a couple of our stores, and about 3 of our stores. I know it's Beulah McKnight. I can't remember if Banksville does. It's in the frozen section, and because it's become more and more popular. I usually use McKnight as more of our test base. We have a really good meat manager there with probably his last year before he retires. He's been with us for over 30 years. and just an excellent guy, George Ott, and he's one that tried it out, putting rabbit in there, and he and saw the sales, so we started moving it to some other stores and growing it. But George is not afraid to see and talk to because he talks to the customers. He cooks at home and he talks to the customers and talks to the employees and what they like and this and that, and he's not afraid to give things a try. So I leave him up to giving those test runs for us. And
have you ever had squirrel?
I never had squirrel. I've hit a squirrel before, but I haven't actually picked it up and made it.
Pheasant?
No.
That's delicious.
No, I haven't had pheasant. I probably should try a pheasant or something. I've had duck before and I didn't like it, but I didn't make it. It was from a restaurant when I was in Germany, and who knows what their prep. Sometimes you get sauces that mess with those flavors and all that. I know a duck is going to be a little greasy. Although I have had samples of duck. We were carrying a duck breast, so I was at a food show and tried it, and then we picked it up to try it out. I don't have it right now.
Didn't make it?
No, the brand didn't make it. My supplier dropped the brand. What happens sometimes, they bring these products in, and then, I like it, our customers like it, but there's not enough sales through the rest of the they don't tell anybody else. So they leave it a secret. And then
that's enough to make you daffy.
It does. It does.
Hey,
it just really quacks you up. You don't get to try that.
He's good. Anyway, I must tell you, we're on to something here, because these are definitely unusual items. So unique and unusual items. Plus, we're going to sample a few little tailgate things, because tomorrow, big ticket item. You're going to want to get to the stores. They've just opened, maybe today. Lots of traffic. The Steelers coming up tomorrow night. So let's just think home tailgate, because everybody who has tickets has tickets. One of the reasons why I'm working, because everybody here at the station is going to be at the game tomorrow night, and then I'll be back on Tuesday morning. Larry gets a little R&R after doing his job at AccuSure. But I got to ask you, I still think if you're going to tailgate, whether it's at home or maybe you do have a ticket and you're going to get down there to AccuSure a little early, I still think there's nothing better than a thick, juicy steak, or the basics: hamburger, hot dogs, little Silver Star, little Heinz mustard, ketchup, some Saloni rolls. You're good to go.
It is good to go. When I was thinking of all these topics, and then where this came from, really, I was getting ready for the 7 fish I think we just went through, getting the smelts, and I'm thinking of different things that we had that day. And then also I had a hankering for ketchup steak, and I always think of it as more of a weird and unusual recipe, just because it's made ketchup on steak, which I was always told is very that's like in the beef industry, that's a no-no. You don't put ketchup on your steak.
I do. I put ketchup on anything.
You take and put that in one of the cheaper cuts, which is going to be, you're going to use eye round or bottom round, which is a cheaper cut,
right?
Because it's lean. But it needs that braising. It needs that ingredients, especially the vinegar that's inside the ketchup, that's going to break it down and make it tender without making it all fall apart, and brings that, and then that gravy of the Heinz ketchup, it just makes such a nice gravy, a rich gravy with the onions tied in, and it's just really 3 ingredients. Just the steak, it's the onions, and it's the ketchup and a little bit of water, and you can season it what do you want, but most of your seasoning really coming from the ketchup anyway. And it's just letting it cook in that crock pot. Really easy, just, Rob, you could cook this. You could cook. The only problem you would have is making sure you have a strong enough knife. That's about the hardest part. That would be cooking it, to be able to cut them into the small enough pieces and put them in the crock pot, and then put them into the, after you're done, you have I always make things with leftovers, because that's my lunches. And so you have leftovers in the next day. It brings up even more flavor, because it sat inside that gravy with the Heinz ketchup and the juices from the steak, and just builds up that great flavor.
I love anything that has to do with beef. I love beef. I love ground meat. I will take it to my grave. I will never be a vegetarian. I love steak. I love chops. I love seafood. I love poultry. I got to have something of substance. I like vegetables, but when it comes to actually a meal, the main course, the entree, it's got to be meat.
Well, the human body was designed for a wide variety of nutrition, and it needs protein, it needs the carbohydrates, it needs the fats, and it's just controlling what fats, what proteins, what carbs that's best for your body. Everyone's body's different. Things operate a little bit different depending on your diet, where you are in the country because of your diet and what you eat, but making sure you have those basics. Yes, you can get a protein from beans and from different vegetables, but the problem is it's not the same protein, and you have to eat a lot more of it, And if you're eating too many beans and all this to get that to that protein, you can't get the right carbs in, you can't get the right fiber in that from everything else, because you're full of beans. So, the protein from meats is actually the more efficient for your body. Your teeth are designed that way, your digestion system is designed that way. Don't fight your body, feed it the way it should be. You can of course be a vegetarian, but also keep it in mind that you're going to need some supplements because of that fulling effect of the fibers on the vegetable side.
I'll tell you what else would be nice for a tailgate: some beans, like Bush's baked beans.
Baked beans are wonderful. Mixing in like a cowboy, where you're mixing in kidney beans, black beans, the white kidney beans, mixing different types of beans into that, giving it that richer flavor with the chili beans, and just gets it, even lima beans if you want, mixing those into that chili to give it a full, rich flavor behind the background of all different textures in your mouth. Just makes it just wonderful. And then you're mixing that, and of course I always put ground beef, but you could use cubes in it to make it more like a stew. A lot you can do.
Hey, what else I like? Lima beans.
Yeah, lima beans. My favorite growing up. My dad didn't like lima beans, so we didn't have many lima beans. But my mom would do lima beans.
Joe wanted, Joe
That's
got.
what it was. You just dealt with that.
I don't like it. No more.
Yeah, no more. But so lima beans sautéed with lima beans, peas, and onions mixed together. You sautéed the onions, mixed them in with the beans. Just gets such a great flavor. It's really, David, such a great flavor. It's a great side. Of course, I always like an onion when they're cooked because they get that sweetness to them. And it's just a great. It's a great side dish. It fills you up fast if you're looking to control. How much vegetables you're eating, how much beans. Of course, we always paired it with a salad and then whatever protein. Our meals. We ate late, but we always ate. It was always that protein. A salad we always had that got your vegetables, and then either a side of a vegetable or a potato to get your starch, your carbs. And so we always kept things pretty balanced. Whether my mom and dad were trying to or not, they always came out nice and balanced.
I love it. All right, now we're going to tell you real quick, all the stores are open. Great day to get in to stock up. Big football day today, but tomorrow's it's the big one. I mean, it's huge. Playoff game, under the lights, Monday night, Pittsburgh. The whole world will be watching. Many people are going to blow off Tuesday at work. So you're going to want to stock up finger foods, snacks. We've got the beverages at McKnight and Banksville. Our bakeries are second to none. Everything is stocked to the hilt. So remind them, if you're thinking tailgate, home or away, tomorrow or even today, get to Coons Market.
It's the time to come in, and my first focus coming in would go straight to that deli. And to pick up some nice fresh salads.
Ooh.
Pick up some lunch meat where you can make your own sandwiches. Pick up some of that Isley's chipped ham. Make an old-fashioned ham barbecue. Make it, doctor up your barbecue sauce. You can buy the Isley's barbecue sauce that goes along with it, but doctor it up. Make it that little bit thicker. Add a little bit of ketchup or a different barbecue sauce to it. Blend them. Give you a different flavor. I like taking a regular Sweet Baby Ray's and adding brown sugar and mustard into that, and then putting that into the chipped ham. You think the Isley's chipped ham's a little too fatty for you or too salty, you can go to a cooked ham, which Silver Star is a great lower sodium cooked ham, and you can use that. Have them shave it real thin. Tell them to chip it. They'll chip it. We're used to hearing the word chipped, and make your ham barbecue out of that. Move over into your meat department and get make a nice chili. Stop by your produce, get some peppers and onions, and you can pick up some sausage. Those kind of things to make sandwiches with, and then of course all your snack foods that we have. We don't carry just the Frito-Lays and your most popular brands of chips, and we don't push our own types of chips. We push with the chips that people are looking for. So you're going over the Snyder's of Hanover, you're going to Utz, you're going to all these different flavors.
I got the hers from Coons Banksville in the kitchen here today.
My favorite from my brother growing up, ketchup. Hers ketchup chips. Loves them. Even though we're talking about the other brands, and some of them have, I just know Lay's has the all-dressed ones, which is more of a Canadian thing, and a British thing, but the all-dressed chips are really delicious.
All right, we got to take a break. Anybody wants to give us a tailgate recipe or something unique and unusual, get on the line. You may be taking home a $25 gift certificate. We already got Chuck wanting to talk about that rabbit, that wascally wabbit. We'll get to him in a moment. We've got Keith up in Moon. We know what he's going to do. So stay where you're at. We want to hear from you. 866-391-1020, because it is the Coons Cooking Hour before tomorrow night's game. All stores open now, all day tomorrow. Stock up, load up, and here we go.
News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Huddle up for some great savings before the big game at Coons Market. We've got delicious subs, deli treats, and our meat department is second to none. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh and big game tradition.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GRAVY25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Upgrading your home or office this year? Start with your windows. Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory doesn't just sell custom window treatments. Lachina makes draperies and top treatments in their Pittsburgh factory. That means better quality, low factory direct prices, and no middleman markup. Custom draperies, blinds, shades, shutters made to fit your home and budget. This year, do it right. Call Lachina at 412-665-4900 or visit lachinadrapery.com. Quality you deserve, prices you'll appreciate.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EVENT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EVENT. Code EVENT. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I got to share the story, and we'll go right to the phones. So I love cooking videos. That's how I spend my time when I'm not here and working and doing all the other stuff I do, especially at night. So I made Frankie come over here because he was in here earlier today cutting TV ads. This beautiful Korean woman and her husband who paints outside buildings all day, works like 60 hours a week. She makes the most incredible recipes for her family, even her wonderful little dog that they take care of, a little cockapoo. Korean, she's got a cookbook out. I'd love to interview her, but I've been watching her for close to a year now. Kimchi has always fascinated me. I've learned more about kimchi from this amazing woman. I absolutely have fallen in love with her, her family. I have never seen so many variations of Tupperware in my life. What these men and her children, who are both doctors, get from mom, it's a feast, and it all looks delicious. I have fallen in love with a Korean cuisine.
Yeah, and anybody can do it with any cuisine. It's cooking. When you're cooking, make extra. Put it into the, if you have family that like your kids are at home or they're, getting to be adults, they're working, you can always provide them with their lunch. It saves them, you're going to pay a third of the price cooking at home.
Exactly.
No matter what like your grocery bill, it was $100 to shop this time. Yeah, but that's not one meal like going to a restaurant. Your average meal right now at a restaurant, a mid-grade restaurant, is probably $60 for two people, but you can do a lot better than that at home. You might spend $20 to $30 buying it for a meal, for two people at home to cook. but that has 4 to 6 servings in it, broken down, and that's not, you can save so much. And that's why those people do that. They're doing it because they're watching their budget. Yes, I can go out and do things that are fun and have the money to do that if I'm not spending it all on the food, if I can find a way to be more efficient at cooking at home instead of going to the restaurants. I'm not saying don't go to restaurants, but use those for your occasions. That's a special treat. My wife and I cook at home, and then once a week we'll either order or go out to eat, because it's an event to go out. It's not just because I'm hungry that time. It's because it's an event to go out. That's our treat to ourselves to be able to go out, and that's what we need to get back into.
Yep,
there's
absolutely.
so many ways to get food even dropped off of your house, but you're going to run out of money eventually.
Listen,
it's expensive.
She starts selling that stuff. I'm buying it, even if I don't eat it all. It looks incredible. You got to check her out. I'm just telling you, you scroll long enough, you'll find her. She's amazing. And she's like my age, got energy to burn. She's just incredible. All right, here we go. Let's get Keith out of the way because we know where he's going. So let's say hello to Keith and say welcome to the show. How are you, Keith?
Oh, I'm terrific, Rob. Hey, Rob. Hey, Frank. Did I call it last week or what? Who do you think put their heavenly paw down there and push that kick wide right? Big Joe himself, I bet.
There you go. The holy water did its trick. I was watching, it was a thing, just one simple post on Facebook where they had one of those huge watering trucks watering the field for the week, with
Right.
holy water.
Well, listen, your father, like my dad, you would have never thought it, but they were huge Steeler fans. But your dad always would say, big bag of chips, French onion dip, and I'm going to go home and watch the Steelers. And then he said, I'll take a nap, and then I'll wake up, maybe wash my car, do whatever. So every time, my dad was the same way. But my dad, thank you for the call, Keith. My dad loved making soups. My dad could really cook. He was an amazing cook. He loved bean soup. He loved vegetable soup. So Sundays, the Steelers, and he would make a pot of soup. That was like his big deal.
Yeah, while he's watching the Steelers, the soup's getting cooked.
Yep. Speaking of soup, this woman I was just talking about, Korea has some incredible soups. I mean, just healthy vegetable, rice, kimchi, of course. Dumplings, amazing. All right, here we go. Let's get to John in Washington. John, you're on the Coons Cooking Hour. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I came across this recipe that I tried. It's really good. It's unusual. It's called Onion Pie Supreme. It's an Appalachian recipe. So what you do is you prepare your 9-inch pie plate, however you want to do the crust. In any event, it kind of features Vidalia onions. What you do is you pan cook some bacon, drain it, crumble it, and reserve it, and add to that 3 tablespoons of butter, cook until light brown, kind of soft, and add your medium sliced thin 3 Vidalia onions and a teaspoon of salt. That'll take about 30 minutes to caramelize. What you do is you allow the onions to cool, and then you spoon that onion mixture into the prepared pastry shell, and then you combine and stir well, and pour over the onion mixture about a cup and a half of sour cream, 2 eggs beaten, 3 tablespoons of butter melted, half a cup milk, and 3 tablespoons of flour. And then you bake that for about 10 minutes. And the oven temperature should have been about 425 to start. Do it for 10 minutes, and then you lower it to about 350 and continue baking about 40 minutes until it's firm, the crust golden. Allow it to cool. Cut it into 8 pieces. Serve as a starter for a light meal or a main course.
All right. Love it, love it, love it. Little comfort food there.
But that's delicious. Because, again, the Vidalias especially are sweet onion. They get really nice flavor.
You know my favorite soup? Thank you, John, for the call. French onion soup.
I love French onion soup.
gooey
that cheese and the bread piece that's on there.
The little bowl. Love it. All right, we're going to take a break. We've got Chuck wanting to talk that rabbit, and we've got Diane as well. We want to hear from you. It's unique and unusual recipes with a tailgate flavor. Don't forget Coons Market. They're all open right now, getting you ready for the big game tomorrow night. All the stuff today. Get in, stock up, and here we go. We'll be back.
Have you been told there's nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that is not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Janie from West Homestead. Janie's neuropathy pain limited her activities to where she couldn't stand long enough to cook a meal. She feared she might need a wheelchair. Then Janie found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program greatly improved Janie's neuropathy, and she considers her decision to use Tri-State Neuropathy Centers as a wise investment in her health and future. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Janie, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Colin Dunlap on KDKA.
As they're raising tolls for the honest people, get a load of this. The Pennsylvania Turnpike has $237 million in outstanding toll rate now. So why are we being honest? Why do you pay Easy Pass? It would seem to me that not all of those people are just forgetting.
Weekdays 2 to 6 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 32 degrees now at Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor. A man is in the hospital after being shot in Wilkinsburg. It happened Saturday night around 11:30. Police say a man was walking from a home in the 1900 block of Remington Drive when a vehicle drove up and shots were fired at him. The man was struck twice, once in the chest, once in the torso. He was taken to the hospital. He's now in stable condition. No word on any suspect descriptions. In the city of Duquesne, one person is recovering after he was shot. After that person was shot on Irwin Street. It happened just before 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. No word on that person's condition and no word on any suspect descriptions. Police officers back on the job in Masontown, Fayette County. Borough Council held an emergency meeting Saturday night. Now back on Monday, Council voted to disband the police department due to budgetary reasons. But last night, they voted 6-0 to reinstate the police department. Masontown Police Department employs 2 full-time officers, 4 part-time. A backlash from community members led to the department's reinstatement. Well, a restaurant and brewery on the south side has been ordered closed by the Allegheny County Health Department. Inspectors found 21 violations at the Sly Fox Brewery on South 4th Street in the Southside Flats, including 2 that were considered high risk. Some violations included rodent droppings, lack of hand-washing supplies, and improper date marking of prepared foods. In Oakland, the Mexican restaurant La Cantina has been ordered closed by the County Health Department as well, after inspectors found 15 violations during a recent health inspection. One of the violations is considered high risk. The report said there were mouse droppings that were, quote, too many to count, along with wastewater disposal violations. Both restaurants must address those violations before they would be permitted to reopen. Well, a new Wallet Hub study lists the cities with the most job openings per capita. You may have heard of the city that tops the list. Here's CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace.
Smaller cities top the list. Pittsburgh is number one with its growing education and health services sectors. Columbia, South Carolina, Orlando, St. Louis, and Richmond, Virginia round out the top 5. Wallet Hub says starting salaries are lower in those cities than in larger cities, but their housing costs are also lower. Housing in Pittsburgh costs 7% less than the national average. Detroit has the fewest job openings per capita of any U.S. city. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
KDKA Radio News Time, 8:33. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my dad and brother. Lester is a chartered financial analyst, and Dad and I are certified financial planners. A favorite client said to me last year, "Someday I'd love to take my girls and their husbands on a family trip together." This was a physician who'd retired after 40 years, and I said to him, "Someday is now." I shared that my parents did the same for my brother and me when we were in our 20s, and the memories we created are priceless. I was so happy when my client and I met again this year, and he showed me pictures from the trip. We want you not just to survive, but to thrive in retirement, to understand what your wealth can do for you and for the people you love. Saving is an important part of a healthy financial plan, but so is enjoying what you've worked for. In retirement, someday is now. Find out how we help you get maximum fulfillment from your money at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Ouch! Checked from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt. I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them. What? Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean? I guess. Their gloves come off when they fight for you. Okay. I'm talking a settlement slapshot. Shouldn't we be talking about the game? Yeah, Dan. Morgan & Morgan. Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Offices Pittsburgh.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC part solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It is going to be windy and colder today with a couple of snow squalls, which could lead to a coating to an inch and reduce visibility and cause some slippery roads. High for the day 34. Partly cloudy tonight, low down to 26. Clouds and sun tomorrow, high 39. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, here he is, Chuck, out in Shaler. So, Chuck, it looked absolutely delicious with the carrots and everything. So, what did you prepare for us today? Good morning.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
Before I get to my recipe, I wanted to tell Frank something real quick. That Mancini's frozen bread. Absolutely delicious. My wife made some in the air fryer. You never seen a loaf of bread and half a stick of butter disappear instantly. It was delicious.
No, wait a minute. You're teaching me something new. I'm in Coons every day. What's he talking about?
The par-baked bread over in the frozen.
Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you basically heat it up.
Nice.
Pretty
good.
Good.
Pretty good.
No, it's real good. Crusty on the outside, nice and soft on the inside. And that you was talking about the chipped ham. Mm-hmm. You want to jazz up your chipped ham a little bit. Take it and fry it in the pan first. Crisp it up a little bit. Then add your Isley sauce and a little bit of chili sauce.
that would
different
definitely
taste.
do it.
Different taste, different texture. Yeah, just real easy, real simple, and it just tastes completely different.
Now you're talking.
Good stuff. No, I like it.
Now, so would that be considered a rabbit stew, casserole, whatever it was? It looked great.
That was the before picture. What I did is I took a rabbit and I gave it a milk bath for a couple hours. I didn't want to have any gamey taste to it. Then I rinsed it off. Then I put some olive oil, Marcella, and a little bit of the McCormick's Brazilian Steakhouse seasoning. And I put that back in the fridge for a couple hours and just let that marinate a little bit. Then I took one of them pans, put that in there, fresh onions, chopped them up, fennel. I put the fennel leaves on the rabbit itself and then cut up the fennel along with it, some fresh garlic, a little salt and pepper, a little olive oil. I'm trying to think of, and of course the carrots, and low and slow on the grill for about 2 hours. And then in the last 10 minutes, I took the rabbit out and I put it on the burners itself and crisped up the skin a little bit. It was so tender, so juicy. It was just chicken. It was like chicken, but much more tender, much more flavor.
Yeah, it's one of the ones I still have to.
So where'd you get the rabbit at?
Coons.
Nice.
On McKnight Road.
Nice.
Yeah.
You gave me a hard recipe this week. It's like make something unique.
Well, everything you make is unique.
Yeah, I'm telling. Well, listen. I told Frank, and I did ask you this: when you retire from UPS, you come to work 3 days a week at Coons. We'll put you in the kitchen. You would do incredible stuff. I'm telling you, we would love having you a part of our team.
We'll get him running the smoker.
This guy, he's amazing. I mean, God rest my mother's soul. She couldn't make some of the stuff this guy makes. He's unbelievable.
Well, I'm practicing for retirement. I got to find some hobbies again. That's the problem with this job. I work too many hours, and I don't do the stuff I used to do, like going fishing and bowling, because I'm just tired. And it's like, well, at least cooking I can do on a Saturday night, and get a little enjoyment out of it.
Well,
and I enjoy calling the show. I enjoy listening to all the other callers. It's a good time.
Well, let me tell you what my dream in another life, and you would love this. I just wanted to own a little neighborhood bar and grill, beer garden as we used to call them, and I want to be open for lunch and dinner, but I want to actually have bar food, like oversized hamburgers, Reuben sandwiches, soups, spaghetti on Wednesday, and just work the bar from like noon until like 2 o'clock in the morning and just get to know everybody in the neighborhood. When I was growing up, Friday nights, we didn't have all these fast food restaurants. Frank, we went to the local bar as family and would sit in a booth. You can't do it today. And, my dad would have a couple of draft beers. My mom would have a drink. And we'd have like a fish sandwich or something. I miss those days of meatloaf and mashed potatoes and guys sitting at the bar with their wives and they bring out the utensils in China and they're watching their favorite sporting event. Listen, there ain't nothing like food, Chuck. It's the great equalizer.
That was the only time when I was a kid that we would go out to eat was on a Sunday, because if you remember the old blue laws,
yep,
the bars couldn't be opened unless they served food.
Yep.
So I knew that every Sunday was either go to Gill's or Lackey's, get our fried mushrooms, and Dad would have a couple beers, and everybody was happy.
There's a guy on the internet who does all these, what do you call those bars?
I know who you're talking about.
Dive bars.
Because he was driving around. I know who you're talking about. Around here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but he was taking me to like East Liberty the other night and all these places that I know, Blawnox. But I didn't know some of these bars are still around. These are some really cool places. He does dive bars. Chuck, you'd love it. I mean, and he has the food.
Guy Ferretti, yeah.
What's it?
Guy Ferretti, yeah.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
Yeah, he does. He makes me look like a rookie. Trust me.
No, listen. I see your stuff every week. You're pretty good with a spatula. That looked like some real comfort food. How long did it take you to prepare that?
Well, I gave it a milk bath for a couple hours because I didn't want it to taste gamey. And then I marinated it for another 2 hours. And then I probably cooked it for about 2 hours.
It looked good. It looked good. Hey, listen, always good hearing from you. Be safe out there, okay?
All right, guys. Have a good weekend, and thank you for taking my call.
You bet.
Welcome. Have a great day.
All right, yeah, UPS going to miss that guy. He's a worker, man. But you know what, Frank? It's amazing what you can do on a grill.
Oh, you can do just pretty much anything you do inside can be done on that grill. If you want to saute something, there's, you know, people are showing different ways. You can fry food right on that grill, just using a disposable pan and putting, you know, the aluminum pans and putting oil in there and heating it up on the grill. And you can get that oil to temp and be able to fry chicken right on the grill. The biggest part is, like, fried chicken's a big one because it's a mess inside the house.
Nobody makes fried chicken like Coons.
You do that on the grill, you get a whole different flavor, number one, because it's a little smokier. You know, it keeps you outside, which you should be. You shouldn't be stuck inside all the time. But, you know, it's just something different. It's more of a challenge, which is what Chuck is doing. It's like, what else can I do? You know, anything we mentioned, you know, once we stood, we're going to have to see if we can get him making cookies on the grill. That's our next one.
We could even have the UPS cookbook. I mean, the guy, he's amazing. All right, and by the way, here's something, if you're thinking of a tailgate today, but especially tomorrow, and you're working, and you're just going to get home before the pregame starts with the tailgate, get yourself a couple of dozen breast fried chicken, drumsticks, wings. Your fried chicken, I mean, it literally does melt in your mouth. It's the best fried chicken I've ever had.
Well, let's not forget, too, that is a Wingtopia day. So that's a game day. So you can get our chicken wings for $5.99 a pound on Monday.
Because
all day long. You know, so
breakfast,
you can get
lunch, and dinner.
You can. Well, not breakfast. But you can get them, well, technically, yes, for breakfast, because I put them in the cold case, too, and just heat them up. So, you know, you can, and if you want a particular flavor, place the order. As long as you use your rewards card. You know, I tell people, use the rewards card all the time. You never know what other deal is out there. You know, we have, you know, you get your you know, you buy 7 rotisserie chickens, you get your 8th one for free. You know, that builds up over time. You know, we have other coupons through, like this week, we have the Healthy Choice Simply Steamers, Power Bowls, or meals, and their cafe steamers. You buy 3 of those, you can get a free 5-pound bag of Idaho potatoes, as long as you use your card. Those pop up all the time, and we're going to be doing more and more and more of those. Extra savings for people, the extra coupons, you know, not to mention all the digital coupons that are out there, which save. There's a lot of soap products and health and beauty aid products that are on there that you can buy and save some money.
Give me some Duke's mayonnaise and a 2-foot hoagie. I'm good to go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We've got Diane. We've got Rich. It's all about unique and unusual recipes with a tailgate, of course, flair, because getting ready for the game tomorrow night. Pittsburgh hosting Houston.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Timing is everything. It's the new year and time to get moving on resolutions like taking better care of your health. Individual and family coverage from UPMC Health Plan can help you do it. The countdown is on. You only have a short time to get a plan that will be there for whatever the year brings. So enroll today. Don't drop the ball on getting great coverage. To get started with one-on-one support, visit upmchealthplan.com/marketplace.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Dr. Bridget Chufo, the great Dr. Bridget Chufo. Happy, healthy you will be, and the weight will be off forever. She can get it done. She stops by next hour. Looking forward to catching up with her in the new year. But right now, let's say hi to Diane in Valencia. Hey, Diane, welcome to KDK, Coons Cooking Hour. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Great show. I love the idea of the challenge, but even more so with tomorrow's game. This is great. You know, I had some different flair to that gathering. Sorry, my allergies here. With my recipe today, I actually came across it from the kitchen in Katie Lee. It's called charcuterie chips, and you need about an 8-ounce bag of chips. If you use the kettle chips, it's definitely recommended. Using honey mustard or salt and vinegar will really add to the flavor. You'll need about 3 ounces of thinly sliced prosciutto, or if you're not a fan of prosciutto, just ask the Coons Deli. They do a great job of slicing down any of your favorite hams. 7 ounces of brie sliced, 4 ounces of blue cheese crumbled, and you want to get the solid blue cheese. 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan, or if you have some Pecorino Romano, that works great too. 2 tablespoons of fig jam, a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, and about a tablespoon of minced chives. You don't have chives, not a fan, just saute up some onion of your choice, and you'll have that. But you're going to preheat your oven to 450, line a baking sheet with parchment paper or aluminum foil. You want to make sure that you take your chips, spread them out over the entire pan. You're going to top that evenly with the prosciutto, the brie, and the cheese. Sprinkle on that Parmesan cheese. Bake until the cheese is melted and bubbly. It takes about 7 to 8 minutes. And then in the meantime, you're going to microwave the fig jam for about 20 seconds. Add in the balsamic vinegar, and you're going to drizzle that over the chips, top with your chives or your sauteed onions, and serve immediately. So this is something you really want to make sure you're working and doing in the house of where it's to be served. So if you're going to a party, just package up the items, but it's a quick throw together, and they love it.
That's a great appetizer. Our one lady at our office, Pam, she's our receptionist up there, and I call her, she's the office mom. She does everything for us, and she made something similar for our Christmas party at the office with crackers. She used bacon on it, and just a great thing, because I think she used, I can't remember what kind of crack. She didn't use chips, she used crackers instead.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was just thinking in my head that would be a great one for a Triscuit cracker as well, because they have a lot of flavored ones now, on Triscuits.
Yeah.
And some of those flavors would even, if you're looking for something a little thicker, or the, of course, those chips end up being like because solid chips have that bowl kind of that shape to them now. And, boy, that'd be just a great app. It only took her she brought everything in and just, she had a bacon already cooked, and then she just did it in the microwave just to heat it up. No, she did it I have a little air fryer oven there, the small oven / air fryer, and she was toasting them up in there in minutes. Everything was done. It was nice and quick. Yeah. Once you buy all that, I love prosciutto. So I eat way too many of those. Prosciutto's one of my favorites. It's a very expensive habit to have, but it's a very good ham.
Well, another quick tidbit I just have to share is one of my fur babies recently had some pretty severe issues, and we were told to buy this ungodly expensive dog food, and I looked at my son and I said, we can make this stuff. Well, lo and behold, when you can buy the ground meat and ground turkey and whatever, it's a lot more work. I even said to my husband, I'd rather make a full-blown Thanksgiving meal than this stuff. I went and used up a little bit of the canned food. He pushed it aside and ate the real food. So, we talk a lot about the people side of things, but, for those listeners out there that are struggling with a fur baby issue, definitely also put your skills to work with your fur baby side, because it's been amazing.
Add up what you're paying per pound on the dog food and cat food, the same thing, and you realize, why am I, I could do it fresh for a lot better.
And he's doing so much better. It's incredible.
Yeah, because they're not, first of all, you're not overloading them with salt, which is the main thing. And, and they have a chance for their body to work through whatever, because their livers and kidneys aren't messing with all that salt. and their blood's getting constricted and all that. So it does help. It does help a lot. But the fresh ones, if you buy them already made, are so much money. When I added up feeding my pets, I'm like, my goodness, he's eating better than me. So then you think about that, better than me. You could just eat what I'm eating. So you can actually develop your own small recipes.
Diane, always go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and the quality meats that you guys carry makes a huge difference too, not only with the people, but with them. So that's for the listeners to keep in mind. Don't try going to a bargain deal, because you're going to end up paying more so than what you originally thought on that deal. So, but no, thank you guys. Have a blessed week, and we'll be celebrating the Steelers win next Sunday.
There you go, Diane. I like how you think. Good stuff. Always good hearing from you. Let's get Rich in here before we have to get to the next break. Rich in Crafton, you got a couple of minutes. Good morning.
Okay, guys. My dad raised rabbit all the time, so that's where we had the rabbit. You just part your rabbit in different parts and braise it in a pan, and then you cube green peppers, onions, and take a cubed pineapple and take the juice from the pineapple, add brown sugar, soy sauce, and a little bit of grated ginger, and pour that on top of the rabbit and bake it for 350 for about an hour or two until it's done, and then you can serve that over rice or noodles.
Ooh,
that's great. That's a great easy thing to do. Again, rabbit has become more popular. And I know people they're not going out there and catching rabbits. They're too fast.
Not too fast in the deli.
I guess it's a good workout if you think of it that way.
Yeah.
But I see them selling, so I know there's recipes out there for them, and it's a nice lean meat. You're not skinning it at all. There's no skin actually on it for the ones we sell. So, it's actually a lot less work to be able to prepare it. But I'm sure you have to have the right recipe to do it. I'm not sure what you'd find online, because sometimes you test it. So when you're listening to this show, you're getting real world people cooking it here in Pittsburgh, buying the food from us or, in Pittsburgh and being able to get it again. Sometimes you get these recipes that are so weird, you can't find half the stuff. You find all these specialty markets, and then you don't like it. Here people are telling you, it's delicious. Try it.
I absolutely love it. The people are actually making some of these recipes. I never thought we would talk this much about rabbit on this show ever, and we did it today.
Yeah, we didn't even once talk about Bugs Bunny or Looney Tunes.
No, we didn't. No, we did not. That wascally wabbit. All right, listen, so if you're a rabbit and you're planning on shopping at Coons Market, you may want to do it incognito. Because you might not get to leave. We love our rabbit. So you can get rabbit in the meat department.
Yeah, like I said, we sell it at the Beulah, McKnight, Banksville stores. And as we get more attention to it and start having more demand, definitely we start picking up more stores to get it, because it's something that people are looking for. It's in the frozen section. It's not in the fresh section. It's in the frozen section. And just a great product. We have a great supplier on it, so I don't have any issues with getting it at all.
Listen, when I was a kid, squirrel, rabbit, neighborhood, we were eating it all. Venison, pheasant. My dad would go to the Dakotas, and we were always eating. But he'd always say, when we sit down, be careful of the buckshot. Because some of that buckshot was kind of left behind. All right, short break. We'll come back. We'll draw this week's winner. Dr. Shufo getting revved up and raring to go. She'll be here in a couple of moments on KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rich Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission.
This place in southwestern Pennsylvania, with Robotics Row, with AI technology, with all the things that have been happening really over a number of decades, has really put us in a good place. And we're seeing that economically transform this region.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, only $59.99. That's right, don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. Also, lose all the weight you want with Mark Patrick seminars. Let hypnosis destroy unwanted cravings, late-day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating, and lose the weight. Weight loss hypnosis today at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree, 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 2 p.m. Registration 30 minutes before. Walk-ins welcome, or register at markpatrickseminars.com.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
the diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. If I would tell my kids we're going to have this, your dad went out small game hunting, they'd look at me like, I have 3 heads. But back when we were kids, we would look forward to that. My dad would go out in the woods in his Elmer Fudd clothes and come back, and we'd have a little rabbit and a little squirrel, and he went to the Dakotas one year, and we had pheasant, and that was like a treat growing up, man. Fish that they would catch down in the river, like, the catfish and stuff. We eat all that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Maybe we should do a show on that. Coming into fishing season, maybe when trout season breaks, how you prepare, the fish that you catch. We probably should have did a venison one. Yeah. Whenever all the deer were, being processed.
But the things you get at the grocery store, like Bob Evans' side of mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and fresh express salad kits, you can actually go to the grocery store and get some of the stuff you're used to, but the entree is a little bit different. But I remember as a kid going to Tionesta every trout season. We'd get out the Coleman lantern, make a fire. We'd get these rainbow and brown trout, speckled trout, and we'd fillet them. They were delicious.
I remember back in the day, we'd go to SeaWorld. And SeaWorld, when you went in, they had a trout. They had trouts. You can go and they let you had to pay for everything you caught, and they came up immediately because they wanted as much money coming through as possible. But you could actually get trout. I was just maybe 8-10 years old when we'd go there with my friend.
I thought you were going to say, well, you could fish for shamu.
No.
That would take a big frying pan, would it not? All right, Frank, time to draw this week's winner, please.
This week's winner is Rich in Crafton.
All right, one more time. We're open now, open all day tomorrow, tailgate time. Nobody will beat our prices. Double coupons. Don't forget, Coons Reward Card, Banksville Road, McKnight Road, 600 varieties of your favorite beers, wines. The bakery is stocked. We've got every chip you could ever imagine in the way of a snack. In our meat department, no one even comes close.
No, and we're convenient to a lot of the neighborhoods too, so you can just stop over quick, go in, get out. You don't have to spend the whole day grocery shopping, getting exactly what you want, and save money at the same time. And don't forget all the games today.
Yep.
So prepare for today and tomorrow because there's going to be some great games today all the way through night.
Listen, my favorite time as a kid going to the grocery store, and they weren't open on Sundays, but as I got older, they was after Mass. I used to love to go to Mass, go to the grocery store, get a Pittsburgh
Post. Oh, yeah, our
Post.
priest would be like, go Steelers. We went to St. John Newman. It was St. John Newman at the time, and at the time, go Steelers.
Listen, everybody's thinking about what they're going to have to eat for tomorrow night and today. So we're ready for you at Coons Market. Frank, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week. Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, Rob's coming up next with the news. Doc Shoof's coming in. We're getting ready for her. She's the best. Going to get that weight off, make you feel great, put a smile on your face. No one does it better, and she's actually bringing her PhD into the room, so that means we're all going to be smarter before today is up.
And she made you food. I see it.
She takes care of me better than any of my wives ever did. All right, we'll take a break. News coming up. I'm just kidding. If you're listening, I'm just kidding. News at 9 on KDKA.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 32 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. A reminder, winter weather advisory has been issued for some parts of our area. It started at 8 o'clock this morning, and it goes until 1 o'clock Monday morning for the higher elevations of Fayette and Westmoreland counties. Some of those cities include Ligonier, Donegal, Champion, and Ohiopyle. Accumulations could reach 2 to 4 inches. Wind gusts expected to reach 40 miles per hour. A man is recovering after being shot in Wilkinsburg late Saturday night. It happened around 11:30 as a man was walking from a home in the 1900 block of Remington Drive. He was shot once in the chest, once in the torso. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. No word on any suspect descriptions this morning. An 8-year-old still recovering after he was accidentally shot by a 7-year-old male child. It happened on the north side, California Kirkbride neighborhood, Saturday morning around 9 o'clock. Preliminary investigation found that the two boys were handling a gun in the basement of a home in the 900 block of Kirkbride Street when the gun accidentally discharged. It struck the 8-year-old in the head. As mentioned, he's in critical condition. The 7-year-old and 15-year-old who were at the home at the time of the shooting were taken to police headquarters for questioning. There were no adults in the home at the time of the shooting. Well, a man who had been missing for more than a month was found dead in Clarion County. Coroner there says the body of 40-year-old Brandon Franklin was found at the New Bethlehem Cemetery on Lafayette Street. Franklin was last seen leaving the Press Your Luck Casino on December 6th of last year. He was reported missing to state police in Katanning on December 11th. Cause of death is pending as the case remains under investigation. KDKA Radio News Time is 9:03. Time to call Highwood Cemetery to ensure your family's grave sites are protected now and in the future. 412-766-6600. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GRAVY25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
When sinusitis has your nose constantly blocked, life can feel smaller. You're stuck breathing through your mouth, which leads to sleep struggles, snoring that keeps your whole family up, fatigue, and more. The mornings start groggy, the days drag on, and it feels like nothing really helps for long. At Pittsburgh Sinus Centers, relief isn't just one size fits all. Their specialists use a wide range of innovative in-office treatments designed around you, designed to open your sinuses, restore natural breathing, and help you finally sleep through the night. You don't have to keep pushing through. If you're tired of the congestion, the pressure, and the endless cycle of sprays and pills that aren't providing relief, discover a treatment option that works for you at Pittsburgh Sinus Centers. Breathe easier, sleep better, and start feeling like yourself again. Schedule a consultation today. Call Pittsburgh Sinus Centers, 878-231-6036. 878-231-6036. That's 878-231-6036.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We'll have a couple of snow squalls around today, which could accumulate a coating to an inch. It'll be windy and colder. Those squalls could also produce some slippery travel and reduce visibility. High today, 34. Partly cloudy tonight, low 26. Clouds and sun tomorrow, high 39. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Rindy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Dr. Bridget Shufo is here. Listen, I've been following all this stuff, these clinicians and dietitians and nutritionists, because of the whole new thing that's happening in the world of weight loss and stuff that you can actually get over the counter now without a doctor's prescription. Before you do anything, this is the expert. This is the graduate, yes, with a bachelor's degree in nursing, New York University, PhD, Duke University, doing it longer than anyone else. She has been here for over 40 years, helping people like me achieve their weight loss goals. But the difference between her, you get to live, and once the weight is off, you continue to live, and the weight stays off. Dr. Bridget Shufo, it has been a busy couple of weeks in the world of weight loss, making national news. I know you have a lot of stuff to get to, but first things first, tomorrow, the big game. You got lots of folks who are just weeks into your plan and other plans and just trying to get fit. How do they negotiate the burgers, the fries, the chips, and all the baked goods for the big game and stay the course? Go ahead.
Easy. easy. This is a livid plan. It's not a diet. It's a livid plan. Okay, deviled eggs. You can eat 50,000 deviled eggs. Okay?
Okay.
Have them out. Who doesn't like deviled eggs?
Love them.
I know I did hear some people say, I don't. But you can have deviled eggs. You can have hard-boiled eggs. You can have pulled pork, pulled beef. Okay? Put a little bit of barbecue sauce on it. Don't swamp it in barbecue sauce. Put it on a plate instead of a piece of bread. Okay? Bread's not the best thing, which we're going to get into that. You can have lots and lots and lots of vegetables. Not pulled vegetables, but carrots, celery, cucumbers, peppers, all the different colors of peppers.
Radishes.
You can have those radishes. Any non-starchy vegetable you can have for just picking it. And what do we do during a game? It's somewhat nervous eating. So we're hand to mouth. Those are great hand to mouth foods. Fruit. You can have fruit. Fruit has natural sugar, so it's God's sugar, so we can't overdose on it. But during a game, okay, grapes. Okay, there you go, grapes. Cut up apples. You can have apples. Best are blueberries, blackberries, raspberries.
Why?
Keep them, because they're not overwhelmed with sugar, and you get a lot for your money. Meaning not for your money, but for the sugar content, for the minimal sugar content, but you can keep going. You can put chicken out there. Just pieces of chicken and just grab it like a pulled chicken. That's one of the things I do. Pulled pork, pulled beef, pulled chicken. Can do that. You just keep grabbing it. So it doesn't mean you can't have anything. You just have to have, we have the A, in my SADS for SADS, the turn on to sugar, A for alcohol. Have a big glass of water between every cocktail that you have. So if you're having a beer, have that much water in between that beer and the second beer.
What are the ones that have the least calories?
Well, any of the lights, of course.
The vodkas.
As far as that?
Yeah.
No, guess what's the best alcohol to drink? Tequila.
Really?
Why?
I don't know.
Because it's made from the agave plant. And the agave plant is not a potato from vodka, is not a hops or barley with the whiskey, the bourbons. It's not a or corn, I meant to say. It's not any of the starchy alcohol. So tequila is your best bet.
That's amazing. I don't really know anybody that drinks tequila, but I may.
My clients do.
Do they? I may have to look into it. So I'm talking to a gentleman the other day, very successful, and he said I said, "Boy, you've lost some weight," and he goes, "I just kind of cut back on my bourbon and this and that," and he lost 30 pounds in a month. Is that possible if you step back from some of that booze that we love?
Well, that's why they call it dry January. I have a man that comes in every year. He's been coming in 10 years. For 10 years. Hello, Bill. And he comes in. So I said, is it dry January? He was in this week to pick up some supplements. And he said, it sure is. I'll see if I can get rid of this. He said, if I can't get rid of it by the 30th, I'm coming back for a tune-up, as he calls it.
The most important thing that I want you to take away from this show as we are midway through January of 2026, never too late, never too early. Now's the time. 1-800-900-THIN. Call the number throughout the hour. If you have friends in need, I don't care if it's 25, 50, 100 pounds, she will get it done. I've seen it. I understand it. I'm a believer because she's helped me. She can help you. 1-800-900-THIN. She's got all sorts of great specials. But I alluded to this whole national push as far as these weight loss drugs and how many are now becoming over-the-counter. Look, I still believe you got to be very wary of this stuff. That's why you get personal counseling with her. She's in your face. She's a former nurse, once a nurse, always a nurse, a BA in nursing where she can teach nursing if she wants, a PhD. Clinically, she is as sharp can be, so you know what's safe and what isn't. But I just see a lot of moving parts here with this national news story, and it makes me a little weary.
Well, you always have to be careful. You know what the best medicine is? Food.
Yep.
Food is the best medicine. And after the break, we're going to go into what just happened this week in the health department of our government, the UDSA, the new food pyramid.
Which is going to sound very familiar to those who've been listening to you for a long time.
My gosh, one of my assistants, Kate, said to me, we've been doing that for how long? 46 years? And it's the truth. But food is the best medicine. Real food is the best medicine. And you'll see so many things go away when you put real food in the body. And the top layer, it's an upside down pyramid now, they say. And the top layer is nothing but fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables. How long have I been saying unlimited non-starchy vegetables? You can have asparagus, green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, eggplant. And I hear people saying, oh, yeah, who wants to go for broccoli? It depends how you make it.
So I'm planning for the weekend, and it's like Wednesday night, and I'm in my house, and it's midnight, and I'm scrolling on the tablet. And I see this 80-year-old gentleman who looks like he's 40, okay? He's a rancher, Texas. And I said, boy, I'd like to look that good at 80, but I wouldn't want to be him because he now is the father of like a 4-month-old, okay? But he talked about his transformation as far as weight loss and where he is now. And you know what he said on this podcast that was the game changer for him? He eliminated all sugar.
That's the key.
There's Bridget. I'm like,
that's the key. When did we start putting sugar in so many things? In the late 70s and the 80s. When did obesity get to be beyond? Do you know what the obesity rate is now in America? This is sad.
What is it?
75%.
That's
3 out of 4 people are obese. 3 out of 4 people. When I got into this in 1980, it was 33%. Or overweight or obese of Americans. Now, in that period of time, 46 years, we have gone up to 75%. Why? It's all because of food additives, what I call fake food, all these things, added sugars. It's sad because what does all this cause? It's a proven fact now. It's a proven fact we know in medicine. Alzheimer's. And what do we as older folks grow up and say, oh, please, God, give me my brain. Let me keep my brain for the rest of my life. But don't let me get dementia, Alzheimer's. Sugar, the number one reason for Alzheimer's. Unbelievable.
I saw 2 stories on that in the last week.
Yeah. Heart disease. And then we have beat. Isn't this a great thing to be gloat about? We have beat the world in diabetes. We now are the country with the most type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is from what we put in our mouth.
And you know why other parts of the world are now having health issues? Because they wanted to eat like we did here in the West.
And we've gone to those countries and established factories where we're...
Well, Bridget, you are so far ahead of the times. And I'm starting to think now, everybody said, well, when your parents were younger, we baby boomers, they were always in good shape. They ate what they wanted. But they didn't have all this processed food.
No. And additives, yes.
Maybe this is why. It's not because we're not exercising enough. It doesn't mean the kids aren't out playing and exercising. It's because of the processed food.
It's because of the factories that we have now. And the bottom line is money. So the more sugar they add, the more salt they add, the more fat they add, the more we like it because our taste buds get used to it. We buy more. The profits go up. They keep going. So now there's some laws that we can only do certain amount of added sugars, certain amount of preservatives, certain amount of chemicals. So the real key is eat real food. Eat real food.
Did you bring anything to the table?
I did.
Give me the special and then we're going to go to
Buy
break.
one, get the second one half off. Buy one supplement, get the second supplement half off. And we are going to have this week. I was so busy with people coming in and saying, okay, I need to get these last 10 pounds off. I need to get these 50 pounds off that I have put off for years and years and years. I'm procrastinating. I said I could do it myself. I'm a weakling if I have to come to you, but I am a weakling. And you're not a weakling, by the way. These are just things people were saying this week. You come to me. Let's get this over with. Let's make 2026, like we said 2 weeks ago, the year to be healthy, to be happy, to get rid of anxiety, get rid of depression. All of that is related to the foods that we put into our mouth.
1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. Buy one, get the second one half off. We'll be back. Dr. Bridget Shufo, Sunday morning, KDKA.
your source for everything that's news. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Huddle up and get ready for some big game savings at Coons Market at our incredible cafes, Banksville Road and McKnight Road. Over 600 varieties of your favorite beers, microbrews, craft beers, and more. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, now listen, we're going to go through some stuff that she's been talking about for years, but, our folks that run the government and talk nutrition are saying, we've just come up with a novel idea. Somebody probably stole it off of you years ago, back in the early days, but it's just kind of ironic, is it not, Bridget?
Well, it just makes sense. You know, so much of life, you all know this, it's common sense. Life is common sense. And so when we get highfalutin and try to change things, it doesn't work. But just to give everybody an idea of what's happened this week with the change in the food pyramid, and we may not think that means a lot, but what it does is it creates standards for what you can actually put in food that we actually buy. And if you've been to the grocery store, which we all have, you're going to see nothing but protein added, protein added, protein added, protein added. And if you recall on my program, unlimited protein, unlimited non-starchy vegetables, some fruit, and what we watch are the starches, the alcohol, the dairy, and the sweets to lose weight. Now, I was in church last night, and one woman stopped me and she said, "Oh, my husband said he just wants to be healthy." And she said, "He told me to call you. And he does not need to lose weight." So I would add a grain. I would add a dairy to him every day. But starches, alcohol, dairy, sweets are the things that are processed in a way that could put excess weight on us, more weight on us. But if you don't have a weight problem, you can have a little bit of each of those every day, maybe one a day. The key that we have found with all these studies and the new food pyramid is bread, starches. Starches are the things. What do they include? They include any kind of bread. I don't care if it's whole wheat, whole grains. They're better than the processed breads, but they still are going to put weight on you. Rice, potatoes, pasta. I know. I see all the Italians go, oh. Cereals. Those are 5 things. So we've got pasta, we got rice, we got potatoes, we got bread, we have cereals.
But in another life, that stuff was those like Special K and obviously rice, good carbohydrates, pasta, you're going to run a marathon. Baked potato plain is okay. So, it's just nice you're putting some clarity to this.
But we have overdosed on it. And remember, now what kind of potatoes do we have? You're saying a baked potato. Now there's cheesy potatoes, au gratin potatoes, scallop potatoes. We've changed the idea and the look of the potato. potato.
Right.
And what does that include? More fat, more cheese, more creams. Okay, so those delicious potatoes
Lots of butter
are no
sour
longer the
cream.
best thing for us. So we have to remember that. And you know, one of the things on my program, I've never totally frowned on butter. And again, the food pyramid doesn't frown on butter either. The key is sugar. We really, really, really have to watch the sugars. So all the sugars and anxiety.
Is real butter better than margarine?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
100% yes. Well, see, you just said some words that I was raised on. My mother was raised on a farm in Marwood, Pennsylvania, outside of Cabot. And boy, oh boy, you weren't allowed to have margarine.
No wonder she worked so hard.
You had to have the real thing, the real butter. So, yeah. And so it's okay. As you know, you're not going to have a pound of butter per meal, but it's okay to cook in a little butter. Of course, what's the best thing to cook in? Olive oil, avocado oil. Those are the best oils to cook in. You know, your sautéing in olive oil and avocado oil, the best things you can do. But isn't it funny how with all of these realizations that sugar is the culprit. Sugar is the culprit. And remember, alcohol, dairy, sweets, starches all convert into sugar at some, well, everything converts into sugar, but those four if you want to lose weight. But anyway, depression, anxiety, ADHD, all these things that we do blame on the telephone being a constant part of our being, but it also is the foods that we put into our body.
Okay, so we're not making a clinical diagnosis here, but just curious, all of these things that a lot of the young people are going through, suicidal thoughts, ADD issues, young people on Ritalin. You think of any of this, and I'm just speculating because we've been talking about it all today, and that's what we do on this show. It's about your total well-being. Do you think maybe food has a little bit to do with some of this stuff?
Has everything to do with it.
Okay.
Food is medicine. Food is medicine. If we start putting better foods into our body, you're going to be amazed. Diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, all the mental illnesses. I'm not saying they'll be eliminated, but I'm saying they really can improve and they really can decrease. I mean, isn't it sad that the United States of America is the #1 country for type 2 diabetes? I mean, that's directly related to food, nothing else. Directly, well, a couple other things, but I mean, that's the major thing. Type 2 diabetes, and we're the #1 country in the world that has type 2 diabetes. Directly related to food. We need to think like Japan. Right now, there would be, I got these stats, $600 billion savings if we started eating more like Japanese. And I hear somebody saying, oh, well, they eat a lot of rice, but they eat a lot of fish. Mm-hmm. They eat a lot of vegetables. Like, that's a key thing. Well, fish and vegetables.
Your ears must have been burning because on the cooking show, I actually brought Frank around. He was in earlier this morning to cut some commercials. I have fallen in love. I love watching cooking shows. I do. This wonderful Korean woman, and there's also a bunch of people from Japan where they have their own shows on social media and they cook and prepare food. This one woman is like 66, her husband, same age, works outside 60 hours a week. She makes them all this food, prepares it. Everything that you just said, and the one thing that they all have in common, energy, they're thin, they're strong. This woman, 66, looks 20 years younger than me. So, Bridget, you're on to something.
It's the idea. Heart disease, Alzheimer's, and obesity. We could get, by changing the way of the new food pyramid, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and obesity, we could get it to the level of Japan. And that's one of the best levels in the world.
I love it. Absolutely love it. We're going to take a break. Please tell them about this incredible special right now.
Well, in order to help everybody, let me help you get on the right track, whether you have a weight problem, whether you don't have a weight problem, because more and more people are coming to me now for wellness as well as weight loss. And what's my company called? Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness.
We don't stress.
Come on in. I'm providing supplements. And this week, you could get buy one, get the second one half off.
And listen, she's got a PhD. She counsels you. You sit and actually talk to her. It's not 5 minutes and you're out the door. You're not going to get this anywhere else. You get the total package. You get Dr. Bridget Shufo. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt? Do not ignore this message. The IRS has more power than any collection agency in America. Often without warning, they can garnish your wages, levy your bank account, place a lien on your home, seize assets like your business, and revoke your passport. Every year, thousands lose their paychecks overnight or have their assets seized because they waited too long. You don't have to face the IRS alone. Call Federated Tax today. We'll connect you with an experienced tax professional who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. You may qualify for IRS hardship programs like the Fresh Start Initiative or many other programs that can stop garnishments, stop bank account seizures, reduce or eliminate penalties, and lower your settlement amount. You deserve to maintain your life. Don't let the IRS take it over. Make the call today to Federated Tax, 800-300-7345. The call and consultation are absolutely free. 800-300-7345. 800-300-7345.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Timing is everything. It's the new year and time to get moving on resolutions like taking better care of your health. Individual and family coverage from UPMC Health Plan can help you do it. The countdown is on. You only have a short time to get a plan that will be there for whatever the year brings. So enroll today. Don't drop the ball on getting great coverage. To get started with one-on-one support, visit upmchealthplan.com/marketplace.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page, or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 32 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh Public Safety says an 8-year-old male is still recovering in the hospital after being shot accidentally by a 7-year-old. They were playing with a gun in the basement of a home in the 900 block of Kirkbride Street Saturday morning. Gun went off, discharged, and hit the 8-year-old in the head. 7-year-old was unharmed. 7-year-old, along with a 15-year-old who was in the house, they both were taken to the hospital for questioning, though adults were in the home at the time of that fire. Also, police officers back on the job in Masontown, Fayette County. That's because Borough Council held an emergency meeting Saturday night in front of a packed house and reinstated the police department after voting to disband it back on Monday. The reason for the disbanding they gave was for budgetary reasons. However, the Masontown Police Department rolls on with 2 full-time officers and 4 part-time. The backlash from community members led to the department's reinstatement. KDK Radio News Time, 9:31. Next update's at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDK.
Hello, this is Lester Botkin, Chief Investment Officer of Botkin Family Wealth Management. One of my favorite clients, I'll call her Sue, has a work ethic that blows me away. She continues to love what she does, and she's been incredibly successful at earning and saving. Recently, Sue shared with me how proud she is of her daughter, who is doing a beautiful job raising 2 young children, but how she worries about them because it's so tough for young people to afford to buy a home. Her daughter's growing family could use more space, but moving up just isn't in their budget. I asked Sue if she'd like to explore the impact of gifting her daughter money now to get the bigger house that she needed. Could I really do that, she asked? We determined that taking a withdrawal now for a substantial down payment on a new house would likely have no impact on her income strategy in retirement. Sue decided to do it, and the last time I saw her, she was glowing with happiness. Financial planning isn't a game to see who can die with the most. It's about getting maximum fulfillment from your money during your life. Find out more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It is going to be windy and colder today with a couple of snow squalls, which could lead to a coating to an inch and reduce visibility and cause some slippery roads. High for the day 34. Partly cloudy tonight, low down to 26. Clouds and sun tomorrow, high 39. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, so yesterday, this is why Bridget is so plugged in. And we're going to continue on everything she wants to talk about. But we were discussing on another show about inflammation. And you've been talking about inflammation forever. Thought we were talking stem cells and things of that nature. Do you understand? Listen to this. You were on inflammation before anybody else. The other thing, with all these sugars and fast foods, when they started all these extra big drinks and all these other things, get the super size, the triple burger, you were like, don't do that. Throw the bread out on the cheeseburger. Get the small drink. You were so far ahead of your time. That's why if anybody's out there struggling with anything as far as their total well-being, especially what's going on between their ears, because that's half the battle, they need to call you at 1-800-900-THIN.
There's no secret to any of this. It's not just my program. This is just the right way to eat. This is just the right way to live. To live and not have, the United States tops every country with medicines, medications, big pharma. Big pharma in America is gigantic. Okay, if this doesn't feel good, if that doesn't work, take a pill. Take a pill. We need to replace pills, medications with our own lifestyle, with the food that we eat. You can walk a little bit more and drink water. The main reason why we go into the hospital, I've said this before, is dehydration. We need to drink half to all of our body weight in ounces of water. Now, today we've talked a lot of information today, but I want to go to what happens when you lose weight, when you put fruits, vegetables, good protein into your body. What happens? So I did a little thing at work this week. I said to people, because as I said a couple weeks ago when I was on, so many people have hit their goal weight. Right before Christmas, they were over the moon, ecstatic. This week, I've had people who need what we call a tune-up. They were having a tune-up and saying, I got to lose 10 pounds. I got to lose 20 pounds. I put this on over the holidays or whatever. And we did it. But listen to what people were saying. I've written these down. Confidence is number one. When you weigh less, you naturally exude confidence. You look good and feel good. I can climb the stairs without having to take a break at the top of the stairs. I can cross my legs with ease, something I could never do before. I can finally wear clothes in regular sizes and don't have to go to the big boy and big girl stores.
So you got my letter then.
I just did a little survey this week. Next person said, people, it's not even the weight that I lost. I don't have the inflammation, big, and that can decrease within 10 days. Believe me. I don't have the inflammation in my feet, in my ankles anymore. And I was walking along one day and literally walked right out of my shoes. I found that I've even lost a shoe size. I know what to eat at an event or holiday so that I don't roll away from the table because I've eaten too much or eaten the wrong foods. I can now go to an event knowing that I will know what to eat so that I don't overeat and I'm not tempted by the wrong foods. I no longer have cravings. I used to always have cravings for sweet foods and sweet drinks. Now I walk down the Halloween candy aisle and don't feel the urge to grab a bag and eat it. Yes, the whole bag, starting before I even get to the cashier at the grocery store. Another, I drink more water than ever before. I had to learn to do that. I was never a good hydrator. Now if I don't have at least 4 bottles of water a day, I really feel dehydrated. Another one, blood work numbers. Every year since my mid-20s, there has always been one number or another or 2 numbers or more that my physician did not like. Last month was the first time since that time period that every one of my numbers came back perfect.
That's something to do cartwheels about.
Perfect. My physician was so pleased and couldn't believe that at my age, 70, that all of my numbers were perfectly in the range. So I said, going down this journey, there's so many good things that we don't think about. We think about losing weight. Okay, let's talk about what prevents us from coming into me. Let's talk about what prevents us from making changes, because I always say little changes make big differences. And my program is a Live It program. I'm going to, like you just started the program today, Rob. What can people eat? Tailgating. What can they eat having people over tomorrow night for the game? I whipped up a number of them just like that that people can eat.
Yeah,
you don't have to be.
But the average person doesn't associate a party, tailgate, football, rough and tough with what you just said. So you realize how many ears perked up and are now like, oh, I can go and I'm not going to be embarrassed. Or I'm not going to have to hide whenever they bring out the food.
And you can have an open face sandwich. Take the top bun off.
Right.
Okay? Open face. Can have lettuce sandwiches. They're actually pretty at parties and events. And yes, I've done that.
And guess what else? You've been talking about a lettuce sandwich as opposed to the bread. You use the lettuce.
And it looks pretty.
And it's good.
I have done that when people come and they say, isn't this a good idea? Well, yeah, and we don't. And it's a pretty thing to put on the table. So all these things are Live It things. Okay, let's talk about what's preventing you from making great changes. Number one, people probably, I'm guessing this is number one. There's a few number ones, but it's, I can't do it. I can't give up my pasta. I can't give up my wine. I can't give up my bread. Little changes make big differences. Yes, you can. And we ease into this, we get into it, but you can because, once you get those SADs, the starches, alcohol, dairy, and sweets out of your system, I always compare it to heroin, it becomes much easier. When you don't have the drug of sugar in your system, these things, you no longer have the cravings. And that's what my supplements do. They really, really are willpower in a capsule. And they help you do that much, much, much easier. So when you say, I can't do it, I failed before, I've never been able to follow a diet. Well, this isn't a diet. It's a live it, because this is a lifestyle change. You're going to do this for the rest of your life. So know that. Okay, next is, I don't have the time. As long as we're alive, we have time. It's how we choose to use that time. As long as we're alive, we have time. So, yes, I'd like to see you once a week. Why? Because accountability is key for most of us doing anything in life. You know, we need to go in, report in, get on the scale.
Yeah, but that's the best part. That's the fun part.
Everybody says that. Everybody says.
Listen, I've been around you for decades. You're just fun to be around. It could be the worst day of the year. You walk into this building, or wherever I've been with you, it seems as though it just got a whole lot better, and it normally does.
Well, isn't our idea we're in a team in this life? You know, we all coexist. So let's do our best to think positive, to think optimistic, to think, you know, good things can happen, not have hope. So I like to make sure that when people leave my office, they're feeling better than when they came in.
I'm just going to say this. You need counseling? Go to Dr. Shufo. She can make the rest of it all fall into place. And because of her opportunity being here today, you buy one, you get the second half off. 1-800-900-THIN supplements that will be a game changer. Her program, what she's been doing for 40 plus years, will put you in the right frame of mind and put you in the right size too when it comes to your clothes. And moving forward, an attitude full of gratitude. 1-800-900-THIN. I got one psychological question for you, and it happened to me yesterday. Somebody asked me, how much weight did you lose? And I was embarrassed to tell them. Why is that?
Where was the embarrassment coming from?
Just realizing that I was that heavy.
From the past?
Yes.
I get it. You know, over the past couple years, I've lost 50 pounds, and I know what to eat. So logic has nothing to do with this.
Before, I would have been like, hey, I lost 100 pounds. But I was like, if I tell this person that I was 100 pounds overweight, that's not going to... So I really didn't do it. And I've been thinking about it since I didn't do it. I said, I'm going to ask Doc Shufo, and I'm going to ask it on the air because I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Well, Rob, it's funny that you said this. Somebody said to me one day this week, a client, and said, like, I want so-and-so to come to you. I don't remember if it was a brother, sister, or whatever. And they're not real fat. I said, they're not obese or anything. I said, wait a minute. Are they not obese according to you, or are they not obese according to the standards and what I know obesity is? And they looked at me and said, oh, maybe they are obese. I said, my guess is, with America being the #1 country in the world that's obese, my guess is we go around with obesity numbers, 100 pounds that you said.
Right.
That's morbidly obese.
I know.
Okay, morbidly obese. But do you hear what I'm saying? Most people, 75% of our country, are obese.
That's scary.
Obese. So when you say 100, it's really nothing these days. You're among the majority.
But here's what she's going to do. She gave me a chance to see my children get older, maybe hug the grandchildren, but more importantly, live my life. She can give it back to you, too, because this is a matter of life and death.
And confidence. And who wants to have Alzheimer's? We've all known and taken care of people with Alzheimer's. It's so sad when that person becomes a different person. And this is something that we can really decrease in America. And we can do it now. If you're 70, 75, 80, we can make these changes now. So who wants heart disease? Who wants obesity? Who wants type 2 diabetes? Who wants all the things connected, the inflammation that creates arthritis and back pain, hip pain, knee pain? Who wants that? We can end that today.
Yeah, one set of clothes, you lay them out on the bed, you don't have to change 12 times before you go out the door.
Absolutely.
And you can actually tuck in your shirt.
Absolutely.
1-800-900-THIN. Please call today. I would never steer you wrong because I understand what it's like to be on the other side, and you're not the only one. 1-800-900-THIN. Buy one supplement, get the second one half off. That's the special today. We'll be back to wrap it up in a moment. 1-800-900-THIN.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com.
Barry and Steve Aronich from Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center. You know, getting something new creates excitement. For instance, on a scale of 1 to 10, a new TV might be a 3.
A new car might be a 7. But getting a brand new kitchen or bathroom, that is a 10. Few things equal the exhilaration and joy of finding just the right design for the kitchen or bath of your dreams.
And then there's the anticipation you feel as Petite's expert craftsmen transform your dream into a reality. From custom creation to expert installation, our family-owned business has been making people happy for almost 60 years.
Let us help you experience the one-of-a-kind joy you'll get from a brand new kitchen or bathroom from Petite. Visit us on Route 50 just off the Carnegie exit. Call 412-279-2222 or click PATETE kitchens.com. Haven't you waited long enough? PA 625.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis and lose the weight. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Also stop smoking with Mark Patrick seminars. No matter how many times you tried to quit, this hypnosis is designed to destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, only $59.99 or your money back. Join the over 500,000 others who have attended. Weight loss hypnosis today at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Pittsburgh West and Green Tree, 11 a.m. Registration 10:30. Stop smoking hypnosis 2 p.m. Registration 1:30. Walk-ins welcome or register at markpatrickseminars.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, I got to ask this one question. We were going to break, and I almost let it slip when we were talking about sugar because I'm a Splenda guy, okay, because I don't want to have the sugar. But you just said something that I've been hearing for the longest time, and it did start with you too, that if you're going to have that soft drink or even you want to put that little extra kiss into your coffee, real sugar is better than the sweeteners.
Both are not great, but yeah. And get the sweet and low Splenda out and get a real sugar.
Okay.
Real sugar. You know, I have a client who's an oncologist and cancer doctor, and we've talked about how many people, young people, are now coming in with colon cancer. And she looked at me and said, genetics have a little bit to do with it. She said, but it's the food that we're eating. It's all the cancer cells love sugar. They love it. And then you change it a little bit. You mutate it to sweet and low. You mutate it to a Splenda. You mutate it to an equal. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It just changes everything on our inside. Remember, God made us, right?
Right.
And he made us perfectly, right? And then who messes us up? We do. Right. And that idea that we've been talking about today, inflammation.
Horrible.
Imagine, I'd love it if we could have transparent bodies. If we could have transparent bodies and see, like when we take a cupcake, a glass of Pepsi, a ice cream, and we put it into our body. I'd love us to see what it does to our body. And then if cells are mutating, if cells are changing in our body, which that's what cancer is, and they mutate in a bad way, how they love, oh my gosh, she's giving me a Pepsi. Oh my gosh, she's giving me a chocolate cupcake. Oh, let's go after that. And it becomes worse and worse and worse. And finally, Western medicine in America is looking at Eastern medicine and realizing holistic medicine is a great way to go.
I go back to when these beautiful women in the neighborhood who were in their 30s, my friends and my mother would sweep and clean for 10 hours a day and go out and dance and life of the party. All I remember, it was Tab and diet pills.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And Nutri-Cal.
Back in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, that'd be like
Big
up
time.
Up at 2 o'clock doing laundry, reading all night. Don't you ever get tired?
Big time.
So, Bridget, there's got to be a healthier way. And even these so-called miracle drugs, you still have to change your lifestyle.
You have to. And I have nothing against the GLPs for the most part. Nothing ever's all good and nothing ever's all bad. But if you take the pills or the shots, it won't help you if you don't change your lifestyle. It just won't help if you don't change your lifestyle, meaning change the foods and drinks that go into your body on a permanent basis.
I just want people to feel the way I do. When I take my socks off at night, I don't have like that line of demarcation for 3 days. You know what I mean? My feet don't throb. Like my ankles don't swell up. I don't have pain like in my elbows and stuff because I was full of so much inflammation. It was the worst. My neck.
So what are we going to tell all of our listeners in these last few minutes about why you should change your lifestyle? I will help you. I will hold you by the hand every step of the way. Believe me, you will leave feeling better than when you walked in. There's no judgment. There's no opinion. There's no criticism because we're all in this game of life together. So know that, but you've got to say, okay, today is the day. Today is the day. Procrastination is the greatest enemy. Procrastination is the greatest enemy of changing your lifestyle for the better. And anybody can do this. Rob did it. I've done it. We've changed everything. I see hundreds of thousands of people probably we're into the millions now since in the past 46 years. And they've done it and they've kept it off. That's the key. So what are you waiting for? That's what I want to ask everybody right now. What are you waiting for? If obesity is going up and it's 75% of Americans today, what are we waiting for? We waiting to get the heart disease? Are we waiting to have the heart surgery, have our insides cracked open? Are we waiting to be on inhalers and breathing treatments? Are we waiting to give ourselves the insulin shots? Are we waiting to have our knee cut or a foot cut off because of diabetes? Are we waiting to sit down and not be able to move because of the arthritic conditions that our body has? Let's stop all that. We can make great changes in the year 2026. I'm really, I was telling Rob, I was watching a lot of information last night on just the new food pyramid and, everybody's thoughts on it. And I thought these are easy changes that make big differences. So we got to do it. So if ever there's a time that I want you to call me, it's now. It's really now.
I'm going to leave you with this. I discovered something else in another way that I can share some goodwill that can help all of you. At one time, tremendous shape, 20 years into my 40s, early 50s, ran, worked out. I'm telling you, if you are that person, there will be roadblocks, bumps in the road, children, all the other things, relationships, your job gets in the way. You get off the wagon for just a year or two, it can go upside down. You get in with Dr. Shufo, start taking supplements now. You get the counseling. She'll help you prepare for these roadblocks in life so you won't go off the deep end. So there's so much to you, so many moving parts. I'm just asking people to make the call and go meet you.
Yeah, and I'm passionate about this. Give me till Easter. Give me till Easter.
That's it.
If anything, when I've said this before on the show, if I say to somebody, did you believe you were going to lose the weight? No, but if I thought I could lose half of it, I'd be happy. And I'll say, so what do you have to say now? I'm sorry I didn't start earlier.
1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. Great supplement opportunity. You buy one, get the second one half off. You got the final 30 seconds.
Well, what I want to say is what you do is call my office right now. Call my office right now and say, this is Mary Smith. I'd like to talk to you complimentary. I'd like to come into your office. I'll have you come in. Then we'll talk. I'll tell you, you tell me about you. I'll tell you about what I do. You make your decision right then and there. And if this is a good fit you feel for you, which it will be, then we start right then and there. So call my office now. I'm not there, obviously, but now, and I will call you back, and we will go from there, and we will make great things happen.
News coming up next.
The proceeding was paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Rich Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission.
This place in southwestern Pennsylvania, with Robotics Row, with AI technology, with all the things that have been happening really over a number of decades, has really put us in a good place. And we're seeing that economically transform this region.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Jump in January savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, fresh boneless, skinless chicken breasts or breast tenders, $2.49 a pound. 80% lean fresh ground beef is $4.99 a pound. And in the produce department, sun-kissed navel oranges, 8-pound bags, $5.99 each, and fresh strawberries, 1-pound package, 2 for $6. In our bakery department, San Fran-style sourdough bread, 24-ounce loaf, $5.50 each. And in our deli department, made fresh in-store, Coons chicken salad, $9.59 a pound. And top round roast beef or corned beef is $8.49 a pound. Additional savings this week. Selected varieties of essential everyday tortilla chips, 12-ounce bags, 2 for $5. And selected varieties of Coke, Sprite, or Dr. Pepper 6-pack half-liter bottles, 4 for $16.
So get into Coons Market for these great savings and more. Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GRAVY25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GRAVY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 31 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. A man is in the hospital this morning after he was shot in Wilkinsburg. It happened Saturday night around 11:30. Police say a man was walking from a home in the 1900 block of Remington Drive when a car pulled up, fired shots. He was shot in the chest and torso, taken to the hospital in stable condition. No word on any suspect descriptions. In the city of Duquesne, one person is recovering in the hospital after they were shot in that area. It happened around Irwin Street just before 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. No word on the person's condition and no word on any suspect descriptions. Pittsburgh Public Safety says an 8-year-old male child still in the hospital recovering after accidentally being shot by a 7-year-old. This happened on Saturday morning in the California Kirkbride neighborhood on the north side. Preliminary investigation found that the two boys were playing with a gun in the basement of a residence in the 900 block of Kirkbride Street when the gun went off. 8-year-old was struck in the head. 7-year-old, 15-year-old who were in the home at the time of the shooting were taken to police headquarters for questioning. Well, a new Wallet Hub study lists the cities with the most job openings per capita. CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace has details on what tops the list.
Smaller cities top the list. Pittsburgh is number one with its growing education and health services sectors. Columbia, South Carolina, Orlando, St. Louis, and Richmond, Virginia round out the top 5. Wallet Hub says starting salaries